Alright, let's engage in some good old-fashioned escapism, shall we? I need to think about anything other than that. How are we gonna get in? Looks like a dead end. Oh, ye of little... God, I almost used my own name for a pun. That's a slippery slope. Anyways, observe. Okay. Ha! I came really close to discovering the secret passageway. Perhaps, but you would have set off about a dozen alarms, so be thankful you didn't. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's go. Welcome to the Guardian's Vault. Home to everything the old Guardians wanted to keep from prying eyes. Wow, this place has been under the Green Ridge the whole time? Yes, and like I said, you shouldn't even be here, so please don't tell anyone about the vault. Yes, ma'am. Given the dire circumstance, I'm going to bend the rules and let you arm yourselves with some of the items in here. You need to be ready for a real fight. Lots of dangerous relics stored here you shouldn't touch, but anything in a regular old chest should be fine. See, I always knew you had a cool fifth. And don't get any ideas. But all this junk is worthless if we can't use it to save our town. Oh, and I apologize in advance for all the traps and sentries, but you should be able to handle those. Piece of cake. I'll set up this warp back to the evacuation camp. You need to restock, which we're going to go do. Okay, be careful down there, Faith. Don't underestimate it like we did. Please. If this scoundrel thinks he can mess with my town, he's got nothing coming. Yeah, they really like to just smash dungeons in our faces. Remember, we just finished a dungeon. Okay, so, hi, Beverly. Hey, Beverly, are you doing okay? Yeah, as okay as I can be at a time like this, I guess. It's not easy, but I'm trying to keep spirits high for the sake of everyone else here. Besides, you're going to deal with this. You said so yourself. Yeah. That didn't sound very confident. Come on, Claire, you're a professional adventurer. You got this. You just got to get pumped up. Right. You're right. We've got this. We're not going to give up our town so easily. That's the spirit. Go get him, Claire. Hey, thanks for saving us and for letting us teleport. That was great. We couldn't bring most of our products with us, but we got some of the essentials. Wouldn't have any kind of lifesaver discount for people who save their lives, would you? Nope! Thanks. I appreciate you. Okay, nothing new there. But we are going to stock up on potions. And we're going to start stocking up on mega potions. I'm keeping an eye on the civilians here while Holly and Rhett look out for stragglers. Be free to rest if needed, although please don't dawdle too much. Time is of the essence here. This camp doesn't seem like it'd hold many people. I know Greenwich is a small town, but there's got to be at least a couple thousand residents, right? I don't tell you how to do your job, so please don't tell me how to do mine. Province, you tell us how to do... Oh, I'm sorry. Province, you tell us how to do our jobs like every day. Oh, right. Well, only the neighborhood immediately surrounding the tower is affected. This is one of several locations we evacuated people to. So yes, this camp is as big as it needs to be. What did I just tell you about dawdling? Sorry. You finished saving us yet? We're working on it. I'll work faster. I was in the middle of a book when we were attacked. I forgot to bring it with me. It's a terrible book, but I need to finish it in order to complain about it properly to the librarian. I have played Xenogears, yes. And it is on the list. As a question, what other two games would you like to put that towards category? Because remember, you get to pick 3. Nice place. I probably need to be fighting everything. New combat music. You've never beaten the game. I'd ask how far you got, but let me ask this instead. Do me a favor and tell me when we get as far as you've got. I feel silly, because this just feels like the correct combo. Have Melody Kiss, which buffs her stats. Have Claire buff her so she attacks more often. Have Jodie tank so everything looks at her. Have Allison buff herself so that she does elemental damage. Then, attack, attack. Have her do a spell of any kind. Attack. Wait patiently for everything to revolve. Attack, attack. Use the skill point I just got in order to cast attack boost on Allison. Attack. Like, it just feels like I know that players tend to devolve towards certain strategies in basically every game ever. But, yeah, no kidding, but, and I don't mean to sound complaining, it feels like this is the only strategy. Nothing else is even close to the kind of damage output. Remember, we talked about this during Guild Wars 2. Every build shouldn't be perfectly balanced. That would actually be bad design, arguably. But the gap in between the worst and the best should be a carefully managed gap. And it feels like if I went like full mage, for example, or I put the item on Jodie, or whatever, it feels like I'd be kind of not, you know, doing anywhere near as much damage on any level. And that's a problem. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, going negative on gold expenditure. Exactly. We're below the line. I keep challenging. If you ever see me just kind of stall here as I'm looking at my abilities, that's what I'm doing. Is I'm running through my head different options I have and just kind of, like, well, maybe, kinda, sorta. No, okay. Whatever. Let's do that. Top games with biggest missed opportunities for characters? Ooh. Of course, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Help me out, guys. Games where there were characters who should have been cool, which weren't. Persona... Yeah, you know what? Actually, thank you, Ross. First of all, Haru from Persona 5. Second of all, every character with late character syndrome. Every single one. That is such a common problem. Let's just start attacking, and then let's buff you this turn. Yeah, Artia and Lufia too. Oh my god, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Amaranth in Final Fantasy IX. Umaro and Gogo in Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, Legion, Mass Effect 2. And now we just smash attack, because we're, like, turbo buffed. Legion can avoid this problem, is how I would personally rate that. Because the thing is, Legion can be procured before a lot of other things are done. If you don't care about the finale, right? If you don't care about saving people during the final mission. And you can actually get Legion and then go do a whole bunch of stuff after getting Legion. And at that point, yeah, no, he shines. They shine quite a bit. I guess there's nothing here. Okay. Whatever. Kumari, yeah. In FF10. I'm gonna guess fire for gold. That seems logical, right? So we find out. Yeah, I love Mass Effect 2 quite a bit, but it's got a couple of issues. They are weak to fire. They have a lot of health, too. Jeez, okay, so let's get some healing going out. BoF 3 does kind of run into the problem. It just doesn't do so as badly as some other games. Gar and Pico are noticeably lacking compared to everyone else. Now, there's several asterisks to that. Like, in other words, I wouldn't put that as like some of the worst situation, but I do think they still kind of run into that problem. And yeah, I know, Ross. Screw it, let's just keep healing. I think we're gonna actually go ahead and taunt. You got it, Catabo. Hang on. Let me alt-tab. Okay, so that's going towards Xenogears, Planescape Torment, and Oblivion R. You got it. And thank you again for the sub. Oh yeah, Pico's amazing gameplay-wise. Kryl. Yeah. She shows up pretty late, and it's noticeable. Okay, let's get some magic recovery going. In both games. Ouch. True. True. I don't know what a death blow is, but I'm going to occur... Taquita knows that game better than I am, so I'm going to say that out loud. Apparently you should focus on unlocking death blows in Xenogears, whatever that means. Okay, fine. I can tell. All my buffs fell off, so it's like... I love how every time it says attempts to kiss. Actually, yeah, Ross, I would agree with that. So hey, it's the exact same fight we just fought. Okay. Yeah, they haven't broken up yet, but they will, by golly. Holy crap. Okay. I hope they won't, honestly. Because, like, drama is not something I'm usually in favor of. But here we are. Okay, crack the armor. You know what I don't like is Momoa. Like, I used to think I liked Jason Momoa. Then I realized I actually don't. I don't have much to add to that. It's just, it was a weird revelation. I was like, huh. I'm not sure what to think of that. Any particular reason? Not really. Yeah, he basically played the Joker in one of the recent Fast and the Furious films. He was there as Aquaman. Like, he wasn't bad. I'm not trying to say he's, like, the worst thing ever. It was just, I was like, oh, wait, I don't actually like him. It was the weirdest thing, too, because I was comparing him to Dwayne Johnson, who is someone I also do not like. Different story. And I was about to say, oh, man, if only, you know, Jason Momoa could... hopefully Jason Momoa won't go the route of Dwayne Johnson. And as I was saying that, I was like, wait. And I tried to think about a time where I really enjoyed a work because of Momoa's acting. And I couldn't come up with anything. It's like, oh god. Anyways, for those who are not aware, he's playing Lobo, which is going to be his Joker portrayal again. I'm pretty much guarantee that right now. Let's try a left jab. He does have the look for Lobo. I don't remember the DCAU Lobo. So, to be clear, by the way, Dwayne Johnson is actually a perfectly acceptable actor when he's being silly or comedic or whatever. He doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't actually play the badass very well. And considering that's what he tends to get hired to do, Also, Dwayne Johnson's a dick in real life, which is my real issues with him. That's actually a tough one. Dwayne Johnson or John Cena? Ooh. Is it the same fight all over again, Trihexy? I think it is! From behind, with a steel chair! The same fight! Yeah, it's always irritating when there's someone you think is cool and it's like, oh, they aren't. You probably know the feeling. I'm sure almost everyone in chat has had that happen at least once, where it's like, oh, you suck. Okay. Anyways, I would probably take John Cena over Dwayne Johnson, in general. J.K. Rowling. Yeah. 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 No notes. Oh, that sucks, this Minister. I didn't know about that one. Although while we're on the subject, Jeremy Seul. That one kind of hurt. Yeah, the overwhelming majority of Trek actors have been awesome. Even the ones that are the bad fruit tend to just be dicks. Which, I guess that sounds like an insult, but I mean, like, on the gradient of how bad you can get, there's a difference between Brent Spiner and frickin'... oh god, I can't think of his name. The guy who wrote, Sandman. Yeah, Robert Beltran is like the only actual bad egg of the Trek actors. Gaiman. Neil Gaiman. Like I said, there's a difference between Brent Spiner and Neil Gaiman. There's a big gap there, you know? So there's several Trek actors who've been a dick. And then there's that. Yeah, my brother-in-law legitimately thought about just burning his copies of those books. I didn't say anything, because wrong person to ask, but, like, wouldn't blame him. Yeah, what's funny is in Trek actors, the more difficult thing is finding the Trek actor who is the most cool. I don't mean like coolest as in like, hey, no, I mean like just they're legit, right? Because a lot of them are. My knee-jerk thought would be either LeVar Burton or Jonathan Frakes, because both of them are just kind of awesome people. And have done a lot and gone out of their way a lot to try and continue being awesome people over the years. Robert Picardo would also be very high up there, I would say. Yeah, it's just burn, whatever. I actually don't know that much about George Takei. But I have heard good things, so shrug. Still went up. Okay. Let's get some mana back. Let's rebuff, because this took so long that my buffs have fallen off before the combat ended. I wonder if you could do that on my end. Shatner's a weird one. Shatner's been up and down and all over the place across his career. Then again, he is freaking old. So I guess on the one hand, that just makes sense. It's been a minute, Chill Pangolin. Like, I know I started late because of that thing just... No, Shatner is older than Patrick Stewart. That thought always weirds me out, by the way. Yeah, Shatner is 95. I knew he was in his 90s somewhere. Oh, it actually makes perfect sense, Trihexia. It has absolutely nothing to do with the person that they're mad against. It is purely for their own personal catharsis. Let's say I veto... Yeah, Shatner went to space when he was 90, by the way. And it was apparently really cool. Like, I've actually looked into that incident, and he was actually pretty cool about that. Go figure. Anyways. So, Shatner actually has several health problems, which are all because of how Hollywood was back in the 60s, by the way. Like, we talk a lot about Hollywood is very, very unhealthy to its actors is nowadays, which it is. It was even worse back then. Almost all of Shatner's issues, including his tinnitus, are from the way people just kind of abused actors in Hollywood. I don't have a nicer way to phrase that. Like, just forcing actors to do very unhealthy things to maintain a very specific regime. Anyways. That's a lot of crates. Please don't be the same fight. Okay, thank God. I was so sick of this stupid... Hi. I don't remember what these are weak to. They look weak to Frost? We'll try Frost. What was I saying? So, the catharsis. So, let's say that I hate J.K. Rowling, which I do. And I don't want to have anything to do with that. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now, here's the deal. If I, for example, veto playing Hogwarts Legacy on my show, which I did, does that affect J.K. Rowling at all? Does that do anything? to that monster of a human being? No, of course not. It does nothing. And it doesn't raise awareness of anything. It doesn't improve the situation. It doesn't have any negative impact on her. It doesn't have a lack of positive impact on her. It does nothing. There is one action, one thing, one person affected by that, and that's me. This is the value of this trihexia. This is an answer to your question. If you burn something that you've spent money on, it's because you're doing it for you. Appropriate thunder crash. I don't know if you heard that. That's why I say I understand that kind of thing, because it's all about you. Now, if you're buying merch to destroy it, that's stupid. I don't know why you do that. I mean, you're probably doing that for clicks at that point. Let's be honest with ourselves. I guess we'll just attack. Most of the slimes are weak to frost. We'll try frost. Like, for example, if I was to go out right now, buy some Harry Potter books, and then burn them, that's kind of pointless. All I've done is increased the sale of the Harry Potter series, right? That's okay, cool. That sucks. Righteous Blow deals more damage when has more star power. Interesting. And she gains stars when she takes damage. What's the one, Ross? I bet Javison's boys took whatever's in here. What the hell could they even be looking for down here? You can't just be stealing treasure. They would have cleaned this place out. Yeah, we've also wasted like paper and ink and time and electricity and all kinds of stuff. Full yellow. Sweet! That sounds terrible. Okay, so for a group like this, I think I'm going to go buff for this. I don't think I can pull them down quick enough, so let's go ahead and give you more attacks. And do taunt. Yeah, exactly, PB Good Fate. The one of the biggest points, one of the whole reasons I have that whole chocolate and hills thing, that whole statement I make, that whole speech I give, is because there's no judgment either way. That's sort of the point, is that there's no judgment. If you want to burn Neil Gaiman's books, more power to you. If you refuse to do so for whatever reason, more power to you. No judgment on either side of that. That's the point. It either is a hill for you or isn't, and I respect both. So, I've actually done an analysis on J.K. Rowling. I've given this several time checks. In fact, you've probably heard me say these exact same words before. She is an attention whore who absolutely cannot stand not being in the public eye and has demonstrated this many times. That's really weird, Judo Joker. So, it is entirely possible that she doesn't believe, like, anything at all that she's saying. Now, does that make it better? No. This is an extremely influential person who's using that influence to try and push agendas. But it is interesting to think about, at least to me, because it is entirely possible that she's just talking completely out of her ass for the sake of being in the spotlight. I've mentioned this before. If you look at her career, this latest thing is the only thing that's stuck, right? Her anti-trans bent is the only thing that's actually stuck for her. Everything else she tried failed. And she tried several things to try and get into the spotlight. She tried to be controversial, and it kept failing, because nobody gave a damn. Then this one rolls around, and it's like, oh, hey, clunk, it worked this time. No. Fight. I don't want to flee now that I've finally won the battle. Hey, Kennex Cat. Yeah, apparently several people are having issues with Twitch right now. So I do apologize, I guess, on Twitch's behalf. I don't know. That's... let's get an AoE heal out. We'll once again do an Ice Blade. Every battle is feeling kind of samey at this point. That is entirely possible, Judah Joker. It's very possible. I don't know. I cannot read the mind of the woman. I can only see her actions. It's another thing. A lot of this is presumptive. Would I consider myself a Twitch contractor? No. I know what you meant, and no, either way. I am no more a Twitch contractor than someone with a lemonade stand is a contractor of the people who maintain the road or the cul-de-sac or whatever. Good question, though. I'm sorry, could you clarify, Chill Pangolin? I apologize for talking about unrelated things. I'm trying to... Oh, I already did that. Oh, okay, we'll do this. Agreed, Blade to Ball. I apologize for constantly bringing attention to it. I should shut up. Jerry Ryan is another person who's just kind of weirdly cool amongst Trek alumni. Maybe I shouldn't say weirdly cool. One of the more cool. Let's put it that way. Because again, pretty much all Trek actors are cool to some extent or another. Except Robert Beltran. Who just... Ooh, okay. Honestly, ditto PB Good Fate. I was very... No kidding, Blade 12. I was very, very impressed with this game early on. Honestly, I feel like... I've actually been thinking about this whole time, so let me address Chill Pangolin's question. Let's actually talk about the game we're playing for a second. I think if you took the HP of every enemy in this section, pretty much from Act 2 onwards, and chopped the health down by half, this would be a much better game. Remember, we had this whole discussion at the very beginning of this very game. I did not know that this is going to be coming up, by the way, just before you ask. I didn't know this was going to be a thing. We had this whole discussion because there are two ways to design trash. One is to really complexify it, but also massively reduce the quantity of it, okay? The other is to make it trash. You know, you've got the scythe, and whoosh, right? Now, these are two extremes, and this is a gradient in between these things. But this game started off pretty far over here, towards the trash thing, and it worked. It worked pretty well. We had some decent kit. We could play around with it. One of the weird benefits, not a lot of people think about this, because some people say, oh my gosh, because you've made the trash so relatively easy, then the player is de-incentivized from playing the game, to which I disagree completely. In my experience, as well from both myself and other players, when the trash isn't so aggravating or health paddedy or whatever to push through, you feel more inclined to do whatever to beat them. Well, I could do Lightning 2, but I could do Ice 2 instead, and I like the sound effect of Ice 2 better. Or, like, right? I'm sure some of you, I even know what I'm referencing, because I'm referencing Chrono Trigger right now. The trash in that game, for the most part, there's some exceptions to this, is designed to be something that you just stomp on. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to make the player feel rewarded for using the tools and kit that they have access to that they have probably earned through playing the game. Yeah, exactly, Rain36. Bam. Oh, shoot, this is going to do this. Okay. Bam. Okay, this is going to do this. Bam. And we're done. Okay, where's the key door? Oh, the key door's over this way. Yeah, let's save while we're here. Yeah, exactly, Chill Pangolin. That is exactly the type of thing I'm talking about. We have earned the right to play around with the combat and have fun with it. And I feel like there's just two, I think there's three competing problems here. First of all, it's an RPG Maker combat, and I know there's nothing you can do about that. I get that, I understand that. But the point is, that's the starting point, right? At the very beginning of everything is a fairly basic Dragon Quest style per round initiative system with menus and slowdown and animations, right? That necessarily drags everything down in a way that there's no real escaping, okay? So that's just the starting point. The second thing is, it probably doesn't feel like there's a lot of encounters, but it super does. There's either too many encounters on the world map, or too many respawns on the world map, same difference, or there's too many enemies per encounter. And on top of that, they have too much health. And yeah, this is also a problem many Dragon Quest games have. It's why I actually said, even when we were still doing long blocks, I absolutely refused to do a Dragon Quest block because it would be horrible. We would all be sick of Dragon Quest by halfway point of the second game. Like, I love the Dragon Quest games to death, but it would get old, right? So, look at this. I haven't even touched the second enemy yet. I have gone through 1, 2, 3 full rounds of combat, and I haven't even hit the second guy yet at all. There, so that's the first guy dead. By the way, I'm hitting them while buffed for their weakness. In fact, it's only possibly more buffed twice, and just for the hell of it, let's go ahead and do those buffs right now. There. It is now no longer possible to be hitting more. And then we get back to this. You see my real point? Sorry, I don't mean to sound complainy. Because, again, I feel like this is a solvable problem. Now, here's the thing. I have a horrible thought, and I've had this thought before. I kind of want to play around with it. So I'm going to do something horrible and evil. Difficulty selector. Let's turn it down to easy. Now, I'm going to do the exact same thing I always do. We're going to see how this works. So these are weak to cold. Okay, so that straight up did double damage. Just straight up doubled the damage it was going to do there. So we only have 2 buffs going. Our 2 weakest buffs, I feel like pointing out. There's our haste. Wow, that difference. Okay, let's just auto-attack. No, see, that's a valid question, because I don't know if we have reduced experience gain on normal, or rather on easy. Unfortunately, I haven't been paying enough attention to be able to answer that question. So, here's what we're gonna do. Gonna hit this switch. Gonna go fight this guy. I actually know for total certainty we're higher level than we should be. I double checked because I felt like, am I just under leveled? Does the game just expect me to grind? I'm actually over leveled for this part of the game. Whoops. Hey, Mr. Red. Hello, cat who's rubbing up against my leg. Goodbye, cat. What? I look at him and he immediately turns around. Okay, he expects the scritches now here. I'll give you a little bit of brush, okay? Just a bit. Just a bit. I already fed you lunch, so don't look at me like that. Here, enjoy being brushed for a second. Okay, no more brushing. Brush time over. Okay. That's true, Judojo. Actually, it's more like an hour at this point. Okay, someone please remember 395, okay? I know that's a vague answer, not an exact answer. But still, 395 was the experience we just got from that. So... yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, so you're not gonna fight me either. Relax, foolish Harrys. I am not here to obliterate you. Not right now, anyway. I'm merely taking this opportunity to do a bit of studying on the monsters and traps to their jobs. I must sharpen my intellect if I am to outshine my brothers. Father says he loves us all equally, but I'm sure I can persuade him to love me more equally. However, I'm afraid all your books are very stupid and bad. You know, some of us would kill to study in a place like this. Well, I am doing it without the killing, and I still say it isn't worth it. Would not recommend. Please don't attempt to provoke me. My brothers and I promised the bear she would be the first to pummel you, and quite frankly, she scares me. I mean, about time, look. That game has been problematic to play for a long time. Okay, so that's probably not going to be as much experience, but hang on. So we gotta treat this real. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna do this. Actually, we're just gonna start attacking. And do that, and do that. Before you ask, no, I'm not re-reviewing the game. I doubt the remaster is changing enough to qualify for a second run. Still happy about it. Let's get our magic back. Look, as long as it covers Soulstorm, so all the mods can be ported forward, we're good. Dodge. What is the dodge chance in this frickin' game, I wonder? Willing to be an off-camera audit? Absolutely not. Wait. You mean not actually playing the game, but researching it and seeing what they changed? I'll consider that. Wow, I have nothing to cure curse. Base dodge is 5%. Roll to disbelieve. Ah, whatever. No, Mook. No, procedurally generated is a whole different ball wax. Okay, 330. Now, granted, that was only 2 enemies. I still remember the number 395, though. So, procedurally generated games have existed since Miss Pac-Man at the absolute latest. Like, that's nothing new, right? And procedurally generated mostly just means doing a randomization roll, usually within ranges, right? Usually within bounds of something. Does Rogue predate Miss Pac-Man? I actually don't know. Either way, it's been around for a long freaking time. It's just kind of the point I'm trying to get across. Nothing new. Okay, well, I don't have a key yet. But even conceptually, it's a different thing. It's also worth noting that procedural generation also has design to it. Damn it. I'm going to try something. Whereas most AI-generated content doesn't. Most AI-generated content is, we're going to train this on something, sometimes the player themselves, and then once the LLM has done its thing, it's like, okay, it'll punch out nonsense. And it usually is total nonsense. It's also sort of disgusting on several levels. Let me phrase this differently. If you sit down and you go to try to make a game that has procedural generation, guess what? You're in for months and months of hard work. Because that is what is required in order to make that actually happen. Let's do this and then this. Even Minecraft, which itself is actually the 3rd game of that idea that team made, it was a huge amount of work even to get like the basics of the rendering and the nature of how it does block generation and how blocks interact with other blocks and how the physics work and all that. It's a huge amount of work. By contrast, most of the LLM generated games are either taking an engine and some pre-baked assets and throwing LLMs at it, or worse, allowing LLMs to generate how things go. Because, like, I feel like I'm talking against the wall. Not against you. I mean, like, I'm struggling to explain this. Most people I know don't understand what an LLM is, and so when trying to explain it, I always run into this weird thing of trying to explain to someone what a cheeseburger is. I'm like, well, okay, so it's a burger with cheese. Well, what's a burger? Well, okay, it's a patty. Well, what's the patty made of? Well, it can be a lot of things. Well, what's it made? Okay. Listen. So let me try this from a different direction. LLMs are, as the name implies, machine learning bots that are trained on something to in excessive amounts of whatever in order to try and emulate something that they believe or have been told is the correct response. They are trained to test, is the simplest and easiest way to put that, right? Now, that's already nonsensical, because anybody with a functioning brain could tell you how that's just going to run into walls. All we have to do is look at any of the old Diablo clones to talk about this. Let's do this. There's a reason why the overwhelming majority of things that have randomization in them in game design, whether it's board game or tabletop game like a pen and paper thing or a video game, have bounds within that randomization. What an LLM does is kind of remove those bounds. Because you can't really slave an LLM. People think they can, but that's because they're stupid. I'm going to say that as nicely as I possibly can. One only has to look at the recent situation with Grok on Twitter. Yes, all the recent situations with Grok. I understand there's more than one. To understand how attempting to put limitations and boundaries on your LLM does not work. Because by the very nature of the concept, by the very nature of what an LLM is, it is designed to adapt on the fly to input. And anybody with a functioning brain can immediately bypass the limitations you put on it, because it is designed to bypass them, because it's designed to change and grow and move and be. So using that in a video game environment is even worse than the old problem of having RNG. What are those? RNG without limitations, because, for example, I mentioned the old Diablo clothes. Yeah, exactly. You can escape containment with LLMs. LLMs are also learning to lie. That's another fun one. No, I don't mean be wrong. LLMs have been wrong for years, ever since their inception. I mean they are learning to lie. Because that's how they're trained. That's how that works. In the old Diablo clones, one of the most common problems that would happen, let's do lightning, is that they would completely randomize most of the field maps, okay? Which meant that you could have a particular floor be one room, or an entire line of rooms, or a gigantic mass of 700 rooms, or 3 rooms, or whatever. It was pure random, and that's what happens when you do pure random. It's one of the reasons why Diablo 2 walked back from that concept when Diablo 2 came out, is they wanted to have a set piece. It's usually called the puzzle piece design instead, because true random is arguably not a good thing when it comes to game design. Now, LLMs are true random taken up a notch, because it's like someone is rolling a D1,000,000 every second as you're playing the game. So, even ignoring anything ethically, let's just ignore the fact that LLMs could go die in a fire. Let's just throw that out the window and ignore the fact that they're damaging people's jobs. Ignore the fact that they're damaging the economy. Ignore the long-term damage they're doing to companies. Ignore the long-term damage they're doing to culture. Ignore the long-term damage they're doing to people's capacity to think properly. Ignore the long-term environmental damage they're doing twice. Even if we throw all the ethics out the window, it doesn't work for game design. It just doesn't. What am I doing? Looks like I am healing. Yes. You know, Rain 36 is over there just shaking their head at me like, man, he's really stupid. See, this is why I'm a terrible public speaker. I do not know how to convey the ideas. Let's go and try to finish you off. Did I already do? I did not do that. Let's go and do that. And then let's do this. I just need a speechwriter. I'm not a king yet, Blade of all. We're still on normal. Well, that is an interesting question, though. Furious flurry of punches, kicks, and slashes. Extreme damage to one enemy. Costs 3 pips. But no mana. Interesting. Enjoy the foods, Evo. And I apologize for derailing about LLMs for a second here. On the plus side, I'm up to 110 kisses. That's gotta be good for something, right? Holodeck, so let's ignore the holographic projection side of the holodeck for just a second. Let's just look at the computer side of the holodeck. The holodeck, the holodeck computer, excuse me, is a true AI. No, I've never even heard of it, but sorry. It is functionally having a person who can adapt to you. It is not really close to procedural or LLM. It is, in fact, a completely separate branch of everything. So I'm debating something. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit. I don't know what these are weak to. What are you weak to? Theme song is an interesting ability. They are weak to fire. That does no damage but raises a pip and changes the music. Here. I want to be thorough, Chill Penguin, but I agree with you. I normally don't like cranking down difficulty, especially in an RPG. Okay, so 300, okay? 300. See how good our save system is while we're at it. This is something we want to test anyways. Hey, Bernazd. Bernarst. Nope, Bernazd? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. No! That's a pretty good save. I didn't even remember I ran from these people. So I'm just going to mash A this time. Actually, let's do this. Bad writing, Trahexia, is the answer to your question. Yeah, we finished Guild Wars 2, I don't know, Tuesday? Last Tuesday, obviously. 300 experience, so no detriment. Proof positive, same exact encounter. Yeah, we're just going to leave it on easy. That's just, wow. Okay. I mean, that's a good thing that there's no detriment for it. Really. That is a good thing. We are currently on Act 3, yes. Yeah, I might crank it up for bosses. Because boss fights have been fine, and actually engaging for the most part. Yeah, that's... What you just saw is a little bit more the rate that this should be going. That might be a little too easy. But then again, remember, I am over-leveled right now. By at least a level, possibly 2. You guys think Javis might have gone this way? Nah, this hole looks like it's been here forever. Dustin hasn't been disturbed in years. I suppose who or whatever was held in the cell must have managed to escape. I'm not squeezing myself into this creepy crevice. Let's just assume there's nothing interesting this way. Heather, can we talk about the mysterious secret jail beneath our town? Is that setting off any alarm balls for you three? Oh yeah, big time. By the way, it's bells, not balls. Greenridge has been around for hundreds of years. Not every guardian here has been as upstanding as Faith, to put it mildly. But we've got more pressing matters to deal with than a history lesson. I cover all kinds of games. I am a variety streamer. That's what that's called. Some people are RPG streamers, some people are Fortnite streamers, some people are new game streamers, some people are variety streamers. It'll also go by a little quicker. Mostly an egg. Ho ho! They've got more of an egg now. Okay, let's heal you, and then attack. Oh ho ho ho! It's... I don't actually know what it is. It's a bad egg, apparently. Jeez. I must have misspoken then, Bernest. But no, I've been playing indie games since indie game has existed as a concept. Although everyone disagrees what the first indie game was. A lot of people point to Cave Story, but it arguably predates that. But you know how that works, right? The further back you go, the more vague it gets. I'm going to try it next round, Chill Penguin, because I just had the same thought. We just learned Inferno. Okay, what's Inferno? 40% and 26 MP. It is also a single target attack. Well, we'll see what kind of damage that does at some point. Probably on a boss. How long has this picnic set been here? Don't worry about it. Treasure chests are excellent in preserving food. Are they? Do we need to replace all our fridges? So let's actually do this. Let's try our lightning kick, shall we? Not a bad AoE. For what it is. Still a little expensive, but you know. I think you're right, Chip Anglin. I noticed lightning also didn't give me a skill pip. So that's another detriment to using that. Fine, I can work with that. MP stopped being an issue the moment I put that accessory on Melody. See, the problem is it takes 4 SP pips for her to heal everyone's mana. Getting 4 within a single match is kind of frustrating, you know? Getting it across however many matches, much easier. I mean, yeah, wall chicken from Castlevania, Bernaz. Is there anything else here? Okay. Nice place. I got the weird key. I don't know what it is, but I got it. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of side-scroller beat-em-ups have a lot of food just wherever. I actually have considered that till just now. Considering how hard I work to not give up on a specific game, I'm not sure how much use I'd have for it. Okay, so hold on. Preserved pie. I mean, part of the point of a lot of the food items, the old food items in the Fallout games, is that that's part of the joke. Haha, food preservatives are crazy is pretty much the joke there. You know, Twinkies will survive the apocalypse. That's where that comes from. Yeah, I already used that one, though. Hi, Baronessa. Again. See, I already did this. Where haven't I been at this point? I mean, I obviously missed something somewhere. But where? Nope, I've been here. And I've been here. But I've not been up. I mean, some food preservation techniques last ridiculously long. Honey, pickling. Correct, Lord Harriman. And I've noticed something else weird. Only some of them respawn. Have you noticed that? Like, in this dungeon, nothing's respawning. But in the previous dungeon, they were. I mean, yeah, Boog. I actually don't know why honey is immune to rot. Someone much smarter than me could probably answer that. See you around, Loke. Have a good day at work. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, the amount of human history which is centered around food is hard to overemphasize, is how I think I'm going to phrase that. Okay. Let's leave that alone for now. Yeah, we're gonna have to oomph a little bit. I've been avoiding it because there's so many I thought, you know, they weren't actually interactables, but I think that's where we're at. Everyone in chat proving that they're smarter than me. Thank you. I wouldn't say 1,000 years, maybe 1 billion years, but not 1,000. That's too long. Well, okay. Oh, neck. All right. Neck the other way. Am I at? Where am I? What floor am I on? Hang on. Okay, I'm on B2. So we're up here. So... we went over there. That's where we did the test. Yep, we went over there, went over there. We've done B3. There's nothing down there. Where was the question mark? Oh, there. What the hell is that? I can't reach that. That requires going through a staircase that doesn't exist yet. Oh my god, Baronessa. Yeah, that staircase is here, which means it's probably here. In other words, it requires that puzzle. No, I have not. I thought that was it, honestly. The weird chest lockbox thing. Nothing this way. Oh wow, look at this globe. It's huge! This is the kind of stuff Guardians have been keeping themselves down here, huh? I mean, I'd say the massive private library here is God knows how much magical knowledge makes me more jealous than the big globe. Yeah, but look, it is both moons! Oh, damn. You're right. Never mind. Cool globe. Meh. No new dialogue. There's a book open on the table, and the page number is highlighted. It's some sort of clue from Faith. It's really a passcode. 493. 493, 493, 493. You're making me feel like we're on a vaguely educational TV show for toddlers with an audience participation angle. Oh, I was wild about those. I just hop up on the couch and holler like the host would be able to hear me. I was kind of a pro at the parts we had to name the basic shapes. Claire, look what you did. She's on a tangent now. No distractions. 493. I'm remembering this number. It's already gone. What was the number? It's gone. It's gone! I don't know what you're talking about, Baronessa. I'm just speaking like a proper dwarf and cow. Okay. What was that number again? I can't remember. That's fine. Whoops. I actually screwed that up. There we go. Yep, there's that staircase. This is the one that Blade told us pointed out. Hey, there's a save here and everything. Wait, people use Facebook? Oh my god! Oh my lord! I'm gonna need a moment. Ooh. I'm being facetious. Meta, the company, can go directly to hell. Do not pass go and do not collect $200. But I know plenty of people who use Facebook in what I can only refer to as a responsible manner. There's nothing wrong with that. Name a company that can't go to hell. Mr. Red Incorporated. Yeah, Mr. Ed, what's the name of your company? I'm not going to tell you the name of my company, because I do actually have a limited liability company, but it's more of a pain than anything. I'm probably going to let it fold. I had a few ideas for something to do with it, and I decided not to do those, and, well, here we are. My favorite, pet peeve, as in not a real peeve, just like a pet peeve for Facebook. Someone will link me a Facebook link, and it's like, here, look at this on Facebook, and I can't, because Facebook doesn't link properly on anything. You have to go to Facebook, and when you do, it says, hang on. Hang on, you need to log in to see this, and I'm like, okay. Can I not do that? Is that an option? No? Okay. Vietnam. Okay. Now we know we need to go left. Ooh, artifacts. Anything spooky, terrifying, mystical, dangerous? Oh, I can't even interact with them. Okay. Flame rod. Moonblade. So I'll give you that one, game. Sword! Would you like me to equip the sword on you, Allison? It's only like 17 more... No, 18, excuse me. More damage. And more magic. Where's that flame rod? Yeah. Here you go. You enjoy. While we're here, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I just been stuck on it. Let's switch to Alchemist. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. As Gatter. Look, these books are really big, Be Good Faith, and heavy and big, really big. Like, you ever see one of those big old, what are they, the Gutenbergs? I forget what they're actually called, but yeah, the chonkers. Like, this freaking big. Like, you gotta have a backpack dedicated just to the book. That's all I'm saying. Nah! Wrong voice. Now we're talking. There's a lot of stuff in here. Silver plate armor. Pocket healer. Celestial vestments. And some gold. Alright, hang on. Burst. Lust to lesbians. Okay. So that increases magic and magic defense. That increases defense by a lot. And magic defense by like, damn. Okay. Actually, yeah, Mr. Red, you are the first person to either notice or comment on that. Congratulations. I will hereby put $10 towards the game of your choice. Oh, her breastplate is really good. Okay, in that case, let's put that on her. Just boost her magic to ridiculous levels. And put... Wait, what? Oh, I didn't do it. There we go. And then put the silver armor on her. So, for the longest time, I was lied to by my family, who all told me I was from predominantly Romanian, along with Lebanese. The Lebanese was on my dad's side. Pretty recently, just a few years ago, I found out that that was all a colossal lie, and that the overwhelming majority of my family is actually just from Germany. Now, we're not actually sure where exactly, because the chain only goes back to, I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden. Prohibition. The chain doesn't go back past Prohibition. I can't possibly imagine why. It has nothing to do with the fact that most of my family, biological family who were alive at the time, were actually booze runners. But anyways, thank you, though, on the accent. Dusseldorf. Where are you from? little sort of. It might, von Falkenstein. But the point is, what they were telling me was a lie. We don't know. Nobody knows. I'm still a little irritable about that, to be honest with you. It's been years and I'm still irritated about it. Alright. Wow, we have access to all this treasure, but there's still this last door here that's super locked. Yeah, Dion, guess it's off limits. A locked door is just a door that hasn't been unlocked yet. I think Claire's turning into a fortune cookie. What I'm saying is maybe Faith will let us come back down here if we ever find the key for this door elsewhere. Oh, I guess that's not what the weird key is for. Oh. Huh. I'm not sure where to go now, then. We've been everywhere else. Well, you see, Mook, nobody wants to heal. Because tanks and DPS both blame the healer. And also other healers. No. And I don't have the dragon key necessarily to do that net yet. I think it's a dragon key. Okay, so... I don't know where to go now. That was the goal. I reached it. That wasn't it. Okay, so we've completely swept there. Wait. Hang on. Yes, cat, can I help you? Do you want more brushes? Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Here, brush. I give you distracted brushes. Okay, this says... Hang on. I need to go down. There we go. There's down. Aha! There was a pathway I missed. Okay. I'm actually curious as something. Time and effort, Mr. Red. I mean, we've seen a few. Okay, so yeah, we could just walk in a circle for a minute if we really wanted to, which we obviously don't. Okay, we're ready for whatever's behind the door. Let's do it. Oh, shoot. This is straight into the boss fight, then. I should have turned the difficulty back up. Hang on. Okay, we'll just alt F4 then. Okay, now that I'm deaf, there's a reason the music is at half volume. Okay. Yes. Hem. I was starting to think you wouldn't make it. Paula. Paula, this is your last chance to reconsider. Let us through. I told you there's nothing to reconsider. We've all got our parts to play. Boys are in the next room, keeping little Miss Guardian busy while Javis summons our boss. And that leaves me to deal with the 4 posers role-playing as heroes. I've been chosen to be the last line of defense for this new world we're building. Oh, please. See? I told you wouldn't understand. All I see is an opportunistic lunatic who sold her hometown out at the first chance she got. I know you've listened to more than enough pop punk to get that everyone's hometown sucks. Well, guess we're at an impasse. We're never going to understand each other through voids. Maybe this will get through your thick skull. Alright, so... Nice axe. Okay. First thing we do, kiss the girl. Oh my god, she'll bang it. Yoink. Let's try fire. And let's block. Tear of Revival. Nice. Weak to fire. Good to know. Allison's been slowly growing on me, and I want to stress that slower. What? What? Right. You'd think I'm responding to. I keep forgetting that you're a dumb cat. Sorry, cat. He's just staring at me. Yeah, polar bear. No like fire. Let's do another fireball. And... let's attack. That's a pretty horrible way to put it, Traxia, but I suppose it's valid. Ow! Oh, that hurt. She's got some health, too. I don't know if you've seen that. Okay, so we're going to pop a big ol' heal here. And then I'm going to have you do a right jab. I'm going to have you do Inferno. And we'll just attack with you. Man, that magic of yours sure is annoying. Let's do something about that. Right before I do my big spell cast. Still did 700 damage. Okay. Purify doesn't get rid of it on fall percent. I actually checked that earlier. We lowered her defense, Traxia. Yes, Paula is a Paula bear. Yeah. Anyways, honestly, let's just keep this rolling. Dad jokes are best jokes, agreed. So we're going to heal all, we're going to buff her, we're going to give her a prot. Right jab is going to hit her in the face. We lost Infatuated, so let's pop that back up. So the reason I gave her the basic buff is, even though she's been using jabs, she needs to use regular attacks in between those jabs. I've been liking the music for what it's worth. We're going to go and risk a fire. Just one. And we're going to have Jody just attack. Get that going again. Now, the point in doing that was specifically to declare an SP. Let's go ahead and burn another AoE heal. I'm gonna go ahead and have you right jab again, because it's still the correct choice. Although, actually, I'm curious what Fan the Flames will do. Let's actually try it. Now that she has one thing, she can do an attack boost on Allison. Yes, more buffs, damn it. More buffs. Whoa! What was that nonsense? Okay. Alright, hold on. Big heal on Jody. Regular attack. Yeah, there's a Dispel that also put her HP to 1. I'm gonna give you the double hit, and you are gonna throw a healing potion at yourself. Not yet, Mr. Red, no. Ooh. Okay, so... Okay, this is a wonderful thing that's happening here. Let's just do the big AoE heal. I want you to attack from the right. I want to... What do I want you to do? You know what, let's see what our Scorch Wand does. We haven't actually used that yet. And you throw a potion of Explodey. Oh, God. Boom. Alright. You see what I mean? The bosses are actually interesting. It's the trash I have an issue with. I should be jotting that down. I actually forgot to. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Melody. Melody, please. Learned Avalanche, which is probably the Ultra Frost spell. Stand down, Paula. You lost. Figures. Only way you could beat me is in a 4-on-1 fight, Galetta. Pathetic. Besides, if you think this is a win for you, you're dead wrong. My job was to stall you. And I just bought Javis enough time to finish the summoning. See you around, Bernazed. Oh no, guys, come on. Maybe we are too late. Yes, but before we do that, let's go here and recover for no particular reason. Paula. So she really did betray us, huh? Paula Cassidy is a former woodcutter who worked for the same company as Allison. She's always been a skilled fighter, and people really thought she could make something of herself. It's just too bad she chose to make herself Javis's personal attack dog, or polar bear. She definitely doesn't hold anything back in battle, with a mix of single target attacks and spinning axe slashes. Her signature move, Death's Door, leaves the target with just 1 HP. She can even curse your casting to punish your use of magic. She's weak to fire, but it's a tough fight either way. You missed the boss fight. Oh, right, speaking of which. Back to easy? Actually, there might be another boss fight. Well, we saved. Whatever. We're fine. It's ready! Thank you for entertaining our guest, boys. Why don't you get down here and fight me yourself instead of hiding behind your underlings, you rectangular reprobate? No thank you. What's the point of all this anyway? You're wasting your time with a faulty monoconduit. The energy is going to dissipate. Oh, yeah, that definitely would be a problem. Good thing it's just missing its control panel. What? Where did you get that? I believe that will be clear in a moment. Faith, we're here to... One step further and you'll be obliterated. Ah, good. I was hoping we'd have more of an audience for this. Oh no. Now, let the summoning of Huthor commence! This is what happens every single time Huthor walks into the grocery store. And there's Huthor. Hello, mortals. Your goddess has returned. Excuse me? Oh, come on. Don't tell me you forgot to give me a proper introduction, Jarvis. I spent all these years thinking of the perfect line for my return, and they don't even know who I am. Apologies, my queen. I must have gotten distracted. Ahem. Should I... Wait, I know. Let's give them a hint. Who is this? It's... Well, I believe it's supposed to be a statue of you, my queen. The beasts had it erected in their village. That's not me. That doesn't look anything like me. It looks a little like you. Suppose I really let my hair grow out. That armor, ugh. They think I was an elf? They still don't know what humans are? This can't be happening. Enough! You two attacked our town. We deserve to know why. Joldy, don't. I'm sorry, where are my manners? My name is Queen Verena, leader of the Verena Empire. But I believe you know me by a different name. Something must have gotten lost in the translation over the centuries. The locals have been calling me Fortuna, goddess of magic. Yeah, called that. And if I'm not mistaken, that's my magic you're using. Fortuna? The Fortuna? The one and only. I'm terribly sorry, Mom. This is just a lot to take in. I bet it is. What exactly are you doing here, Lady Verona? You've been gone so long, and we never expect you to return like this. Please, cut the formalities. Grovel all you want, but I know your true colors. I've been to countless worlds and countless universes over the years. Some more memorable than others. Yours is special. No world has managed to piss me off quite as much as Reverie. I wasn't planning on coming back, but the stars have aligned for my return. So who was I to turn down a little payback? I guess I'm just petty like that. Payback? I'm sorry, we have no idea what you're talking about. Well, first of all, you're squatting in my tower. This tower, the one I built myself. But that's beside the point. Let me put it like this. Your world is broken. It was already broken before, and I only made it worse by giving you ungrateful mortals magic 1,013 years ago. Oops. I was young. Foolish. I thought sharing magic would be a nice gesture. Boy, was I wrong. I probably should have known better. Magic does more harm than good. It's not true. The magic you gave us isn't a burden. It's... Yeah? Tell that to the people who used to live in that irradiated valley to the north of here, which you all are apparently fine living next door to. What about the hordes of invasive monsters all over the island? You think they just evolved naturally? But you, of all people, should realize how much magic sucks, Miss Guardian. Excuse me? Come on. Trying to keep Claire from blowing the whole town straight to hell is a full-time job for you. You know my name? Of course I do, sweetie. You're the reason I'm here. Anyway, long story short, I'm taking my magic back. You're what? You heard me. Sharing my magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made, and I'm going to fix it. But don't worry, your magic won't go to waste. Once I've reclaimed all that energy, Jarvis and I will use it to... reset Reverie. Your magic has done far too much damage. We need a clean slate. Your world will be placed by a better one, designed by yours truly. You see, there's this game I recently discovered. It's called Satisfactory, and I was really inspired. Oh, with me as creative consultant. And I'll be sticking around this time to make sure things run smoothly. It'll be a beautiful new realm befitting your goddess. Okay, we've heard enough. Goddess, no, you're out of your mind. You think we're just going to give up our magic into the world without a fight. Ooh, kitty's feisty. I like you. Jody, hey, maybe don't pick a fight with the literal goddess of magic. No, please do. It'll be much more fun if you make things difficult. My queen, if I may. Sorry to interrupt. We're already behind schedule today. There'll be plenty of time to pummel the beasts later after you've settled in. Very well. I've waited this long. I can wait a bit longer. Your patience is unrivaled, my queen. Lick, lick, lick. Yes, I do want to at least see what they're capable of before I take my magic back. Alright, you know what? Let's make this interesting. Jeff and I will leave the town for now and relocate to our main base atop the tallest mountain on the island. It's the one north of the valley. Can't miss it. I'll give you time to recuperate, as I'm nothing if not generous, but we're going to administer a little test. Send me your strongest fighters inside of 1 week. Let's see if you're all bark and no bite. Catch all that? All bark, because you're... Anyway, on the off chance you manage to impress me, I may just decide to recruit you into the Empire. It's so hard to find competent spellcasters these days. And what, becoming personal peons forever? Oh no, we offer compensation and a pretty comprehensive benefits package. We're not monsters. But if you fail, Javis and I will continue with our original plan to drain your mana and reset your dreadful planet. These are my terms. They're not up for renegotiation. You have 1 week. Don't let us down. So, we have to go kill God. And I hope we kill her with friendship. That would make me smile. That's true. We've landed the interview. I hope we kill God with Lesbian, because that would be much funnier. I noticed that, Lord Hermont. Yeah, me too, Traxia. My force field should be able to keep them out while we regroup. Green Ridge is officially under lockdown. Let's head back to my office. Yeah, you four have got some splaining to do. Sorry. The Goddess of Magic. We're up against the Goddess of Magic. Cool. So anybody have an idea? The phones and the internet are still down, so we can't contact the outside world for help. How the hell did this happen? Okay, for those in the room who are less religious or magically inclined, can we have a refresher to make sure we're on the same page? Like, obviously, we all vaguely know the basics, but how big of a threat are we dealing with exactly? Province could probably summarize this more eloquently than I can right now. Very well, then. That would make most FFs not proper RPGs, which is an argument I've heard before, Lord Irma. There are many... Wait, I need a voice for this. Hang on. Ah, there we go. Let me get a little bit of water, There are many myths about the gods, some easier to reconcile with our modern understanding of science than others. For instance, people used to believe the gods created the whole universe, but now we know about the Big Bang and all that. Many people still believe, however, that the gods are immortal beings from some other part of the cosmos who used magic to create Reverie and our solar system. Story goes they created our sun and the planets and seeded Reverie with life and made sure we didn't all, go extinct. This character is not evil, but if I want to go down here, whether or not this true is up for debate. Even today, with most of the gods acting as public figures, they don't like to give firm answers about Reverie's ancient past. But we have no historical records of them Not been here. So whether or not they created Reverie, they've definitely been around for thousands of years and are super powerful, right? Correct. Most of that time, they're the only ones on Reverie with any knowledge of how to use magic. Sorcery was considered the domain of the gods. It was what separated them from us mortals. I thought that would be the age thing. But at the dawn of the Arcane Era, for reasons we don't quite understand, a member of their pantheon decided to share her gift of magic with us. And then she vanished. Think about how much magic affects your daily life. All our technology, our infrastructure, healthcare, transportation, communication, everything. It's all thanks to the goddess of magic. And supposedly, she and our new friend Verona are one of the same. Should we believe her? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Any bozo could just say you're a god, right? Hey, hey! Are you a god? Sorry. I have every reason to believe she is who she says she is. It just, as a follower of her teachings, I have so many questions. Where could she have been all these years? If she regrets giving us her magic, why didn't she do something about it sooner? Who the hell is this Javis guy she's with? I'm not sure these are questions we're capable of answering. Look, we have to address the elephant in the room. But she's not here today. Claire, what did Verona mean when she said you're the reason she's here? I don't know. I'm not in her head. She's some kind of immortal, all-powerful goddess. I'm 21 and a part-time waitress. Claire, enough. Verona knows your name. She knows who you are. Why? Fine. Uh-oh. Here it is. What am I looking at? A spell book I borrowed from the Guardian's collection. It may not look like much, but the more I read it, the more I began to suspect that it belonged to the goddess of magic. What? Claire, why wouldn't you tell me about this? Why would you do this? Whoa. Let's not escalate. It's not like you are using it. Besides, most of the spells are for everyday tasks. I thought you wouldn't care. Lighting candles, healing scrapes, that sort of thing. This must have been the first spells Verena taught anyone. Kid stuff at this point. I know that can't be all. I may have also used a ritual in that book to give Melody and Allison their magic. You're kidding me. I am not. Ugh, of course, I should have known something was up. I know you've all been training, but to make so much progress so quickly. Don't you realize how dangerous that was? You can't force a cutie mark. You could have killed them. Just how much power did you give them? Only a little. Just a little boost to get them started. It's not a big deal. At this point, they're only about as strong as me and Jodie. We don't need to make a federal case out of it. I think we do. Because whatever you did, it got Verona's attention. Now she's challenging us to a fight to determine the fate of the planet. Yes, tell me something I don't know. I get it. Okay. This is all my fault, and I'm a huge screw-up. But at least I'm trying to fix this. Fix this? In what reality have you done anything beside make things worse? You just keep pulling these little stunts thinking you're invincible. And all it does is put the people around you in danger. Do the consequences of your actions for others ever cross your mind? Do you even care? God, if I had any sense, I'd hold you in the tower to make sure you don't do anything else so foolish. I second this idea. No, don't take this all out on Claire. This is my fault. Faith, when you let Claire and me start this guild, I swore to you I'd keep her safe. And I have clearly failed spectacularly to keep that promise. If anyone's to take the blame here, it should be me. Jodie. I think things are getting a little too heated. You've all had a long journey and probably need food and rest. I've got a lot of options to mull over. It's getting late. Let's all talk about this in the morning. Would you like to save your progress? Yes? What? What do you want? Oh, it's Harmony again. I'll try not to voice act this as well this time. I'm trying to think of the most insulting voice I could come up with for Harmony. I could go with a goofy, a yuck. Good going back there. Oh God, you again. How are you still in my head? Oh, I could do the jailer. Pitiful mortals. I've always been in your head. Oh, you know what? Hang on, hang on. It's a amount of water anyways, hang on.
I am just a magical manifestation of your innermost.
Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. Yeah, I don't need the whole presentation again.
Anyway, way to save the town, Belle. You just let them get away, huh?
Now, what the hell was I supposed to do, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
What does this sound like? I can't hear it, obviously. I don't hear whatever you're hearing, because it's slanted like this towards the mic.
Your job? I guess you're leaving it in the hands of the real pros.
Oh, shut up. I've somehow ended up with the fate of the world in my hands, and I'm trying not to have a panic attack.
Is that why you're running away?
I just needed some fresh air. The last thing I need right now is your negging.
Oh, lighten up. You know this is all a charade. If anything, Verena taking your magic will be a blessing. Look how much trouble it's caused you. You'll get to quit pretending to be someone you're not, and go back to being regular, boring old Melody Amaranth. And Allison can quit pretending to be supportive of this little role-playing phase.
Oh no, if I was doing that, Magister.
I'd be doing it more like this. Trust me, I could go worse. Here, I'll reread this line.
I'll reread this line.
And Allison can quit pretending to be supportive of this little role-playing phase.
No, I actually know a bit about sound design. You think I'm talking to a cup now. Trust me, I could sound so much worse. You ever want to have that kind of reverb right here? You talk across the cup like I've been doing here. Don't actually talk into the cup. Actually talking into the cup is just going to make it worse and worse and worse, as you can hear. Ham. Allison can quit pretending to be the supportive of this little role-playing phase. What a weight off her back. She's not pretending to be supportive. She's my real Canadian girlfriend. Sorry. And my real Canadian girlfriend really loves me. Both of these things can be true. You ever notice how many times she's brought up the idea of you quitting? Or how reluctant she is to even call you a paladin? She wouldn't... This is all paranoid nonsense. Just give it a rest. Melody? Well, there you are. Been looking all over here. All right. This is it. This is it. Predictions? Because there are two ways this can go. The cool way or the drama way. What do you think? Yeah, this is our third act breakup. This is the beginning of Act 4. There are 5 acts in the game. That's the time for the third act breakup, right there. There you go. I've been looking all over for you. I'm going to be honest. You okay? Not really. You want to talk about it? This isn't what I wanted. I had no idea it would be like this. I thought I'd just tag along with you and take care of some minor wounds here and there, but no, I'm the central healer. I wasn't here to heal you. You'd probably be... Come on, you're supposed to be the positive one. Tell me everything's going to be okay. Tell me we'll get through this. Melody, maybe we should quit. What? I'm saying I don't think we should be the ones to challenge Verena. I hate seeing you like this. This isn't what I wanted either. I just wanted to fight some whole hounds and scrounge around for treasure chests with our friends. And we were doing great. You were doing great. Now I got a reality-bending freak and a little goddess of magic ready to wipe the town off the map. But there's no one else we can even hope to face Jarvis and Verena. That's the whole problem. What's our alternative? I don't know. Now, I know you want this to work out, and believe me, I do too. But if something happens to you out there, if you got hurt, or worse, I can never forgive myself for letting it happen. I can't let you do this. What about everyone else who's counting on us? We can't contact the outside world for help, and Faith and the other paladins have to protect Greenridge in case this is all another trap. It has to be us. I don't want my weakness to screw everyone over. Melody, that's not what I know it's not what you said, but that's what this is all about. We wouldn't be having this conversation otherwise. Face it, you've been practically babysitting me this whole time. You've tried being supported out of pity, but even you don't see me as a real paladin. No one does. Mel, you know I won't think any less of you regardless of how you do as a healer. See, you won't even call me a paladin. Why is that, Allison? Why do you suddenly care so much about being a paladin? This was never something you wanted before. You only got the idea a couple of months ago because I wanted to be an adventurer and you wanted to support me. I feel like I'm just taking advantage of your kindness and you're afraid to tell me enough's enough. But we're so far beyond what you or I or any of us could ever handle. You don't have to put yourself through all this for me, Mel. What the hell kind of relationship is that? It's not what this is about. Then what is it about? I don't know. Allison, I thought you were the one person who would always have my back. Whoa, whoa, hey, come here. I'm sorry for raising my voice just now. Why can't you just say that you believe in me? I do, but I'm not going to encourage you to get yourself killed. That's not what I need to hear right now. No. Just leave me alone. I think I need some space. Mel, I don't want to leave you in tears like this. Please, Allison. Okay. Fine, if that's what you need. I'll be back at my place. I'm sorry. I love you, Melody. Wow. I hate to say I told you so, but... What? You'll come back? Fine. It's no fun when there's no back and forth. See you later. And scene. No, I actually agree with you, Blade Duval. Huh. Hang on. It's not actually a breakup. I think that's part of why it succeeds. Mel is self-destructing internally. And Allison just cares about her. Right? That's priority focus number one. Mel is thinking about all these 15 other things, and all Allison is thinking about is Melody. I'm still stuck on this. I don't understand. Claire, why would you feel the need to use Verana's book in secret? Are you kidding me? Faith, you must know how competitive of a field magic is. I didn't have any opportunities like other people did. I didn't even have to start seriously studying magic until I was already an adult. I've been on my own here. If I wanted any hope of making it as a witch, I had to figure out a way to help myself. I get where you're coming from, Claire, but you didn't have to do this alone. I thought that maybe the guild would be a positive influence on you, but you're still making these rash decisions on your own when it comes to magic. Why do you assume that I wouldn't have helped you? Because no one ever does. Claire, I don't know what your life was like back at Brightport, but things are different here. You have people who care about you. A support network. Yes, and I'm an embarrassment to all of you. That's not... Oh, don't act like I don't know how everybody talks about me when I'm not in the room. I'll admit I am not happy about the mess we're in, but I'm disappointed in you because I know you're capable of better. Maybe I haven't been the best friend, but I would hope you'd still consider me one. We can't keep this vicious cycle up, though. I want to help you, but you have to admit that you need help. You're right. I'm sorry. I need your help, Faith. Thank you, Claire. Ah, perfect timing. Who's that from? This is a response from the one person who may be able to help us. Her name is Zinnia. She's my personal mentor and a good friend. Oh, Zinnia, I've heard so much about her. We finally get to meet her, huh? I wish it was under happier circumstances, but yes. I don't normally like to bother her with problems around town, but this is no ordinary circumstance. We need to bring in the big guns. If anyone might be able to face Verana, I believe it's her. Claire, I'm giving you another chance to help out here. I want you four to go talk to Zinnia for me. Her home's in the mountains, east of the Amber Woods, behind a magical sealed gate. You'll need this key. She'll be expecting you. You're also free to investigate the valley, since Verena said her base is in that direction. You could get there from heading north from the Amber Woods. Adventurers like to hang around there, so you may be able to find some help there. Or at least better gear. I'll leave that decision up to you. Jody, one more thing before you go, dear. Sure, Faith, what is it? I'm sorry that I'm asking you to leave again so soon after getting back. Wish we didn't have to be part at a time like this. No, it's okay, I understand. Your duty to Green Ridge comes first. Besides, I gotta take responsibility for this mess I helped get us into. I owe that much to you, at least. No, anyway, I want you to have this. It's beautiful, Faith. It's more than just a keepsake. I've been working on a way to keep in touch while the phones are out. If you hold this and channel a little mana, it'll temporarily summon me to your location, anytime, anywhere. But if you're, like, busy, I have to accept the summon first, so don't worry about catching me in the shower or anything like that. I feel terrible that I can't be in two places at once, but this should be a happy compromise. It's perfect. I'll be sure to keep in touch. Hug. Bye for now, sweetheart. Okay, ready to go? I guess so. Sorry about the scene in there. Let's forget all about that. Just focus on helping Faith. Sure thing. Well, Melody, you take the lead. Something wrong? I think I need some space for a little bit. That's okay. Did something happen? Wait. You two didn't have a fight, did you? You can't just ask that, Claire. I don't really want to get into it. Don't worry about me. Besides, we've got a job to do. Let's just try to stay positive. I'm going to hang behind for now. Jody, you take the lead. Oh, well, sure. If you think you'll be more comfortable that way. Guess it's time to head out then. So, which one should we head to Foist? Foist and Foistmost. So first of all, sorry to bug you, but we thought you should know Pepper asked us to get you this. Really? A knife, huh? That's a new one. Is this true, Pepper? Curses! Foiled again! Thanks for telling me, Melody. I try to keep her out of trouble, but Pep's crafty. Takes after her grandpa. Thank you. I am quite fearsome. And that knife would have pushed my fearsomeness over the edge if I hadn't been betrayed. There are plenty of other ways to be fearsome that don't involve playing with sharp objects. True, there are blunt weapons, too. But you know what? Step in the right direction, I guess. Pepper, you should still give these nice folks the reward for taking the time to run this errand. Fine, here's your reward. A quest complete screen. Anything more tangible? No. This is what you get. Take it or leave it. Ah. Oh, wow, that is a pittance. I mean, that was an Act 2 quest, so that makes sense. So now we have access to Geomancer and Bard. Oh, 100%. I meant what I said earlier. Intrusive thoughts. I'm using the right phrase, right? I'm not screwing myself over by using the wrong terminology. You don't seem shaken at all by recent events, Mr. Leon. What a phony baloney invasion that was. Nobody even died. Why should I care? That's one way to look at it, I guess. Please, I'm not going to sugarcoat my opinions. I'm too old for that. Those weirdos were all flash, no substance. In my youth, I had both. And what was all the pink? Oh, fire and brimstone, not good enough for today's villains. Trust me, I want to see real evil. Just wait until little Pepper's all grown up. Well, I'm glad you're staying positive, Mr. Leon. The reason I bring up intrusive thoughts specifically is because my favorite fictional setting of all time, Warcraft, has personified intrusive thoughts. That's actually the modus operandi of the old gods. Like, everything they say to you is stuff that they're pulling from your own mind. The stuff you don't say out loud. The stuff that gets filtered. Unless they get desperate. Okay, a little bit of better gear. Nothing great, though. Not made with real hearts. Anyway, sorry, part of the reason I brought that up wasn't just to talk about Warcraft again. I never need an excuse to talk about Warcraft. No, it's because, I feel like Harmony is more or less literally a glob of magic that has attached itself to her mind, and since so much of her mind is her, I'm explaining that badly. Her personality is fully engaged in the front of her mind, right? Decisions, choices, actions, vocalization. The way the mind tends to work is that it has to go through several filters to finally get to the point of coming out your mouth, right? I know not everyone's the same on that, but you get the general idea. The intrusive thoughts are further back, right? They're caught by early filters. So they're not really active or doing anything. They're just sitting back there. So let's imagine someone gets a glob of magic, plunk, right into them, and just attaches itself to them. It makes more sense to me that it would adhere itself to the thoughts that are stuck in the back of the mind there. The thoughts that never really make it past the first one or two or three filters, and then personifies itself based on those. So what I'm trying to say is this is actually a really cool way of using magic to personify a concept that is true in real life, intrusive thoughts. I'm going to jot down a positive for that, because that is a cool idea. And in the end, she's just a demon and I'm wrong about everything. I'll remove the negative then. I mean positive, excuse me. Claire, go confess your one true love. Hi, girls, what can I do for you? Nothing, apparently. But you do have a side quest. Hey, Beverly, how are you holding up? I'm managing, I suppose. Things have been mighty busy around here, so I haven't had time to dwell on it. Besides, the bad guys are gone, so that means everything's better now, right? Not quite. Oh, sorry, it's probably for the best if we don't get into specifics. We're working with Faith to try and make things right, though. Beverly, is there anything we can do to help? Oh, well, you could... Actually, no, forget about it. My problems aren't important when so much is at stake. Nothing could be further from the truth, Beverly. Say the word. I'll be there. Well, if you really think it's okay, then Sean and I could use an extra pair of hands around here. I know you've got your adventure stuff, but when you've got the time, even a couple hours of waiting tables would be a laugh-saver. I guess I have been flaking on you a lot lately, huh? Okay, Beverly. I'll come and help out as soon as I can. Which is right now. Okie doke, you know what to do, right? Of course! It's okay, no need to be nervous. Just take people's orders, take the orders to Sean, bring the people their food. Hi, welcome to Higgly Piggles. What can I get for you? I got the soup of the day. Coming right up. One soup of the day, please. Butternut squash soup. That's what's good. Here's your soup. Say, shouldn't you be wearing a hairnet? Don't worry, I use a charm in my hair to make sure it doesn't get in the food. Oh, okay then. Thanks, this looks great. It will be more relevant, but let's be clear. Eris was never Cloud's girlfriend. Tifa always was. Hi, welcome to Higgly Piggles. What can I get you? I'm looking for something sweet, but I have a quick question about a menu item. I have a peanut allergy. Are there any peanuts in this? Are there any peanuts in the peanut butter bars? Well, are there? Yes. I'm afraid there are peanuts, and this is written from personal experience. Would you like something else? I guess I'll just have a hot fudge sundae, then. Coming right up. One hot fudge sundae, hold the peanuts. One hot fudge sundae, no peanuts. Enjoy. Thanks, dear. Of course, 80 gold from that jackass. Hi, welcome to Higgly Piggles. What can I get you? I'm having trouble trying to decide. Is it okay if I go off menu? What would you like? I've heard about this place that serves food with real gold flakes on it. That seemed real snazzy. You got anything with gold on it? Oh god, this is giving me PTSD. As a reminder, I've worked at Arby's before. Like... God. Cataclysm or Pandaria, Valerian. Well, not only that. Eris never really connected with Cloud. Not like that. There's no love triangle there. I find it amusing how much people get invested in that, because there is no love triangle. Eris is a lot closer to a sister, whereas Tifa is the childhood friend who goes way out of her way for her, and also has sex with him. So, you know, that kind of helps a little. Not to spoil too much. I haven't played a 7R2. Not to spoil too much, but... if you ever have done the Eris date and the Tifa date... No, they have sex during FF7, sir. It's actually dependent on your relationship value with Tifa at the time. Anyways, the tone and flavor of the two dates is extremely different. Eris is mostly just having fun with a friend, being very playful about the whole thing, and wanting to know more about Cloud. Tifa is far more amorous, which makes sense. So, we'll be polite. Sorry, we don't serve anything like that. Is there anything else you'd like? Could you ask someone to make sure? Okay, I'll be right back. Sean, this guy wants gold flakes on his food. Like gold? Yes, like gold. We don't have that. I know we don't. What do I tell him? Tell him to go to hell. You know I can't say that. Just get him to order something we actually have. We've got other customers waiting. Terribly sorry, sir. We don't have any dishes that come with gold flakes. Wow, that's a shame. You should consider some new menu options. Is there anything on the menu that you would like? Nah, I think I lost my appetite. I'll just have a water. Water is free. Is there nothing else I can get you? Hey, now, I don't take kindly to upselling. Just give me that water. Gold flakes guy just wants water. Wow, big spender. Hope he enjoys it. Here is your water, sir. Thanks. 5 gold tip. Oh, God, it's so relatable. Welcome to Higgly. By the way, I've also known multiple people, including my sister, who have worked as waitresses. What could I... Well, I was hungry for a fish fillet sandwich, but this price can't be right. Well, the price does include a drink and your choice of 2 sides. Baloney! The place a few blocks over charges half this much. What kind of scam is this? I'm sorry, sir. If you'd like, we do have some cheaper options, or you could order without. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order that damn sandwich, and I'm gonna pay what I think it's actually worth. You better impress me. 1 fish fillet sandwich. And it better be the best one you ever made, because I don't feel like having it thrown back in my face. What's gotten into people today? Here you go. Here you are, sir. Could you have taken any longer? Are you trying to starve me here? Anyway, let's see what we got here. What the hell is this? I beg your pardon. Only 2 pickles? And they're not even centered properly? Terribly sorry, sir. I can take it back if you want. I told you I was already starving. Like hell am I going to wait for a redo? This is ridiculous. I deserve to be treated better than this as a paying customer. I want to see your manager. Hi there. What seems to be the problem, sir? Where do I even begin? The prices are sky high, the service is slow, the food isn't even prepared properly. I have half a mind to never eat here again. Oh, I'm sorry, your experience hasn't been even better. Is there anything we can do to fix this? Maybe a free drink? Nice try. How about an entire free meal? Oh, I'm afraid I can't do that. But how about a dessert? On the house. Boy, you're difficult. I see where that... Whoa! Waitress of yours got it from. Excuse me? You heard me. She's worthless. If you had any sense, you'd fire that. You listen here, mister. You can insult me, my cooking, and my restaurant all you want, but you do not get to talk about Claire like that. Hey, what do you... Get the hell out of my restaurant! I suddenly like Beverly. I mean, I already liked her, but... that is... So, let me tell you a little bit of a thing, okay? This is true. This is real true, okay? A lot of people think that you're supposed to just kind of bend over backwards constantly for the customer, and there's a reason for that. Generally speaking, if you're a frontliner, that is the accepted line. Is you just if just bend over backwards for them. If you think there's a real issue or a scammer or whatever, escalate. Go ahead and kick it up the stage, right? Because the manager's job is to come over, smile, and say, "What's the problem?" "Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I can fix it for you." "Oh, you're one of those people. Get out of my restaurant." I have dealt with people like that before because I was a manager at that Arby's, and trust me, that happens more often than you'd think. The thing I'm trying to get at, though, I'm not trying to brag about being a manager at an Arby's. The thing I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people think that the customer is always right is standard policy. It's not. There's a line. People like to push, but if you get to that line, you push right back. And you're supposed to be polite, you're supposed to be firm, and you're supposed to tell them, "I'm sorry, but we cannot accommodate you in that matter. You are welcome to not return to this restaurant, but I'm not going to give you a free meal on that, especially considering the fact that you have been extraordinarily rude and unkind to myself, to my employees, and to my restaurant in general." Now, and then what will almost always sorry, I was reading chat. What will almost always happen is they'll be like, "Well, I want to speak to your manager." At which point you can inform them that you are the manager, and they'll insist on trying to kick it up another notch. Here's the other funny thing about that. Customers do not actually have the right to kick it up the stairs infinitely. They think they do. They think that they could just keep talking to the manager and the upper manager and the upper manager and all that fun stuff. But they actually can't. It is, in fact, most managers' jobs, at just about any company, to be a wall at a certain point in time. Now, this canon is abused in order to prevent customers from getting service they actually deserve and have. But it does have a real right and purpose to exist, and it exists for exactly people like that. Problem customers. Real problem customers. Not someone who's having a bad day, not someone who would have a bad experience, but someone who's being well, you saw her use the word earlier. You walk in and cuss out an employee, that's a line right there. Boom. Get out. Yeah, exactly, Mook. If I actually kicked up the can every single person who has to talk to my manager, and that happened plenty of times, I would probably have been fired. I want to speak to the president of the United States. I don't think you want to speak to the current president, ma'am, but you're welcome to. He might grab you someplace you might not be comfortable with. Forgive me for the derailment, but I can just feel how much that scene was written from experience. I knew it. Keep a good face. Yeah, that's the thing. Tone. Tone. It's really important to have the right tone when it comes to things like these. People will put up with a lot more if you're nice about it, and that can be abused. But I'm talking more in like normal interactions with normal people, right? So, sorry about all that. It's fine. It's part of the job. I'm just thankful for the save. Almost frosted that guy. I would have done worse if I knew as much magic as you. I get why you want to quit, though. I love my job, but it's not always smiles and laughs. No matter how much I try to be a positive influence. No. I don't hate working at Piglets. I mean, I'll get to be around you. Lock that. Aww. I guess after what happened, I'm just happy we have a restaurant to go back to at all. Even on a day like this. Beverly, I'll need to come clean about something. What? The attack on Greenridge the other day. That was me fault. I'm the one who got the attention of those bad guys. I'm the reason you almost lost everything. You don't have to forgive me. I don't expect that of you. I know you'd probably be better off without me around, causing you so much trouble. Claire, I don't really know what's been going on with you lately. I wish you'd tell me, but I get that it'd probably go over my head. But whatever happened, I know it's not your fault. You'd never do that on purpose. I'm fine. Really. Whatever those guys were after, they're responsible for their own actions, and you're responsible for yours. Besides, town invasions excluded, I kind of like that you caused trouble. Huh? Why? It makes things more interesting around here. I love how passionate you are about magic and monsters and all that. You're honestly one of the coolest people I've ever known. You know, when I was a kid, Piglets was my favorite place in the whole world because of people like you. I'd hang around while my parents worked, and I'd get to meet all these adventurers who were passing through town. People with dreams and so many interesting stories to tell. Those are some of my happiest memories, but those dreams of yours are why I know you have to leave. Piglets is my whole life. When they got sick, Sean and I promised our parents we'd keep the family business going. That ain't your problem. Even if we don't see each other as much, I'd never stop you from being a full-time witch. Well, I don't want to hold you back. I just want to hear all your cool stories from time to time when you're back in town. Well, it doesn't have to be that way, Beverly. There's something else I've been meaning to tell you, actually. Oh? I like you a lot. As more than a friend. It's cool if you don't feel the same way. I just wanted to put that out there to make sure you do. I guess what I mean is my life is changing, but I still want you to be a part of it. And I know we're both busy with work, but maybe sometime when you have a night free, we could maybe go out, like on a date. Oh yes, 1,000 times yes. You never ask. What? I've literally had a thing for you for ages. Come on, I'm terrible at hiding it. I get flirty all the time. You do? I thought you were like that with everyone. No, silly. I really like you in particular. I just thought you weren't interested since I'm, you know, so boring. Relatable. Oh, Beverly, you're not boring. You're the nicest, sweetest person I've ever known. These last 4 years of my life have been so much better with you in it. Oh, come here, you. Oh. A little more well animated than the last time. They both have snouts, so they can snout to snout. So, I guess it's a date? It's a date. Gee, Claire, you seem awfully chippy for someone who just got done working food service. Wait, did you? You didn't. I may have. Oh my god, finally! I thought you nerds would never break the ice. Holy crap, congrats, Claire. Yeah, well, it turns out the potential end of the world is a good way to let the fire under me. So things are heating up already, huh? Getting real hot and heavy with you and Beverly. You really... No, stop! Let's just get back to the mission. Claire has learned Kiss Beverly. She may now summon Beverly for moral support in battle. How the hell does that work? 15 MP. Briefly summon Beverly for moral support. Boost all of her stats for 5 turns and build star power. What? Okay. I wonder if that's going to add to our kid. Yeah, it's called DoorDash. It's called DoorDash. Oh my god. The reason Claire is dwarven is because, yeah, that's pretty cheap for a buff that lasts 5 turns. By the way, that's longer than most buffs last in this game. Most buffs last 3 or 4 turns. Which is still longer than Paper Mario Sticker Star buffs. Anyways. So when we were starting off, we had our principal cast, and I was just pretty much off the top of my head coming up with voices for each of them. So we got, like, kind of that, yeah, you know, just a little bit of a kind of a slant to Allison, and then I do a completely normal voice for Melody with no attempt to modulate anything. Then I saw Claire, and it was just immediately I saw Claire, and it just clicked. And I've been told many times throughout the course of this run that this was apparently the perfect accent for someone like Claire, the insane dwarven mage who's kind of like a mad wizard sort of a thing. I didn't mean to summon those demons, I swear. Like, it just works, right? Anyways. And then Elizar asked the question, which I completely missed. Oh, who's the best girl in the game so far? Oh, that god, I don't know. I don't know if I can pick just one. I can't think of any evil schemes off the top of my head. It's too hot and I'm too tired. I mean, what's an evil scheme? What's an evil scheme? It has to be evil. That's the important part. I'm going to blow up the entire town. Every single last one. They'll rue the day that they ever mocked and taunted me simply because of the accent. I'll show them all. Yes, first thing I'll do, I'll rob the bank. And then, I can't do what else I am. And then I'm going to go take all the money from the money bin, starting with that lucky dime. How about try talking to my face? Let's remember. I guess right here. What's up? We say you wanted help posting notices in the park. Yeah, what kind of post notices we talking here? Some wanted posters or something? Nah, it's something way more important now. Check this out. Are you bad enough for the Green Ridge Wrestling League? Yeah, talk to Holly or Red, but don't talk to Province. Tryouts every weekend this June. Oh, we missed them. No. I'm gonna take the last cookie from the cookie jar. I know my roommate really wants the last cookie, but I don't care. I'm gonna take it anyways. I'm gonna eat it and chomp on it and enjoy every last crumb of it. This is officially the sickest thing that's ever happened in this town. Hell yeah, it is. Kind of surprised you got the energy for wrestling on your days off, given your line of work. Well, not every week is as intense as this one, which, you know, is a good thing. But if I don't hit my recommended monthly quota for grappling when my soul cries out negative... Oh, for grappling, my soul cries out negative. Makes sense. Before we have an indie wrestling league, though, we need more fighters than just me and Red. I made these posters, but Providence is already mad at me for using office printer, so I can't get away with putting these up on the clock. That's where you come in. Dispatch. 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 That sounds familiar. Help me out, Dream Whisperer. Nobody else reads the notice board except y'all. Anywho, here's some posters. Put these 3 in locations in Amber Woods. A good wrestler is courageous, but also a romantic deep down in their soul. That sounds like a game I am interested in. In fact, I bet it's on my list of games I want to try out. Let me double check. I've got my list right here. It is not. That sounds familiar, though. I swear I've seen that. Oh, you know what? That was at the PC Game Fest, wasn't it? And it was one of the few ones that actually caught my eye, if that's the one I'm thinking of. I do believe love can bloom in the ring. No problem, Holly. We'll have that done in no time. Alright, let's go do the quest. Got a side quested up. Hey, I didn't get a chance to thank you guys for all the help today. I don't sweat it, Red. Really, though that attack was... Really, though, that attack was something else. What would you say it ranks on the scale of emergency you've dealt with? Well, nobody died, so I can't say it was the worst disaster I've ever seen. But in terms of pure chaos, I ain't never seen anything like that. Knowing that the goddess of magic herself was involved sure goes a long way to explain how the hell that was all possible. Not to make something simpler, but it's not my job to answer those questions. Right now my job is to keep an eye on the force field. Yeah, about that. Isn't there supposed to be a big bubble around the town? I don't see it. Oh, it's there. It's just invisible. Keeps people and monsters alike from panicking. It's also tuned so that certain people can pass through, so you're free to head into the park. How convenient! No graphic and no impediment. Alright, let's go turn these things in. Oh. I feel like this is a good spot. Don't be silly, Zara. Love can't bloom on the battlefield. Ridiculous nonsense. Unless you have a really low-cut t-shirt. You mean if you're a girl? No, just in general. Oh god, where are these stupid things? I already hate this side quest. Ah, worst side quest ever. Ah! Well, time to see if we've actually gotten any stronger. Exactly. See, you get it, Ross. Also, Khan in Wrath of Khan in Star Trek 2. Perfect example. Thank you, Dream Whisperer. As always, I appreciate. Give me a minute. I'll go ahead and jot that down for what I presuminate is dispatch. Oh god. I try not to remember justice. As hard as I possibly can. And I'll put that down for dispatch. Thank you, Dream Whisperer, as always. Zardos, oh my god. Remember that terrible shirt Picard wore on Ryza? Yeah, Clive, FF16. I'm telling you, low-cut shirt. Doesn't matter the gender. I wonder. Nope, there's one right there. Yeah, whatever Varric wears. Another good example. Where people gather, huh? Sorry, I was just reminded of the terrible outfit Jonathan Frakes had to wear during the anti-feminist episode. I can't think of the name of. Angel 1. So, him. All done. Right on. Thanks for your help. So what do you do if you don't take any takers? Riddle, I'll just go back to doing flying elbow drops and stuff on each other. You know, I might have to join you one of these days if I'm not too busy saving the world. We'll save you a steel chair. Now, here's your reward. Quest complete. Oh, okay. I guess we're done with side quests for now. Okay. Yeah, we'll see Faith. We'll see Faith. Let's see if that's a thing. Don't keep Zinnia waiting. You remember how to get there, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so we cannot interact with Faith at the moment. So we could go to one or the other first. Now, I happen to have looked ahead slightly, so I'm going to give you guys the choice. But here's the decision, okay? Do we want gear or unlocks? As in being able to, like, unlock the whole overworld. Let me be more clear. Do we want to unlock a town? Or do we want to unlock the world? Because the town does apparently have some decent gear. But I imagine the unlocks will give loot. Glorious, glorious loot. Oh, sorry, look. I'm here at unlocks. So let's do that. Gotta remember how to get over there. I have lucid dreams more than I don't, Triaxia. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, but Laura, why do you have nightmares then? Because I have an extremely low self-esteem. So, you know, if I have a dream about, you know, someone I love telling me I should go die rather than eat with them, I have no problem believing that. I mean, it's logical, right? That makes sense. What the hell is this? Okay. Alright. Well, let's... Oh, we have Kiss Faith! Briefly summons Faith, boosts stats, also builds star power. Listen, I don't know who my loved ones are. They're awesome people, you know, obviously. That's not the problem. I'm the problem, right? I don't know. I'm working on it, I think. I don't know. It's... I need evidence. That's the problem. I don't have a lot of that. Let's do Kiss Beverly. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. We don't have Kiss Allison. We don't have Kiss Allison. Okay, unironically, that is the biggest possible impact they could make with that, because that was a free 15% stat buff, which also raised both of their star powers. Wow. Okay. Okay. Uh, that. Okay. 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 Yeah, and it is infatuated. It's the same buff. It's the 50% stat buff. These appear to be current level enemies. I remind you, we're on easy. So, okay. So, also new battle song. I should have recognized that, too. Let's go ahead and heal Allison, I guess. If I have to heal my ex. I mean, I guess she'll die if I don't. So I guess I should. I think she's awesome, Trixie. Also makes sense. She's probably been trying a little bit too hard for a little bit too long, specifically because of whatever her backstory is that we have only seen bits and pieces of. But we can get enough pieces there to presuminate that she has not had a very easy life. She reminds me of June back in End of Dragons over in Guild Wars 2. I think a lot of people would be extremely sad if you did that, Eva. Including my extremely real Canadian girlfriend, who, by the way, apparently, everyone in chat, is apparently super good friends with Eva. So she's her super real good Canadian friend and my super real Canadian girlfriend. And you don't want to make her sad, do you? Come on. Yeah, enemies are starting to give 500 gold. Look, Canada only has one road. It's logical that they only have one neighborhood, right? Come on. It's just math. Oh, I guess there's... Yeah, there's only like 8 people in the neighborhood. Yeah, honestly, she actually was perfectly fine with the dungeon. Other than... Well, honestly, even summoning the demons was the big thing. It was just using the magic to empower these two. It's the only thing. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe I didn't chill Pangolin. Because that did take a bit. I assumed I was just under-leveled for this area. Hang on, hang on. Let's check. Enable easy mode. See, this is why I'm a moron. Didn't even occur to me. Wow, those flowers are freaky. That's a little more like it. That's true. Chill Pangolin. Ugh. No, don't chain Jody up. That's Faith's job. Sorry. God, I hope not Trihexia, but maybe. Wouldn't surprise me, put it that way. Well, she's got this stupid mist buff up, but you know what I have? Dive Bomb. Never misses. That's a good question. Probably nothing, Zactef. They had other things to be concerned with, and that's not a high priority. So, based on observation, speaking of, I probably should give a negative for difficulty. Ha! See, that's a girlfriend or wife. Tutor Turker. I gave you my advice. See how they treat their people. It's the only thing I care about, really. Oh. Oh. So, sorry, Saber for Wife. Easy mode lowers, near as I can tell, it is a flat lowering of their stats by a percentage. This is how I would do it, too, because I actually know how RPG Maker at least used to work. So, you can extrapolate values based on stats rather than doing static stats. So in other words, to explain this, let's say there's a boss. This boss is called Evo Iliani. And she's like, Mwahahaha. But when I'm designing her, I would go ahead and make it so that she's got her stamina, and then attack power, spell power, defense, and spell defense, right? Like those stats. And then I would set them in a variable, but then I would have a trigger in the background, which looks for those core stats. And anytime that trigger is on, all those stats are halved. Then, the moment battle is actually pulled, rather than pulling up this and saying, here's your stat block, it would actually extrapolate your stat block based on your stats. Make sense? So in other words, Evo has no HP value. The moment she is generated in the boss battle, her HP value is decided based on her stamina. You with me? This would be a very easy way to do this kind of a difficulty option. It's actually one of the reasons I call this lazy difficulty, is because it's just adjusting a slider, right? Having said that, I'm not going to ding it for having that option, because that's just the way this works. What I am going to ding it is for the fact that normal mode sucks. Normal is just too aggravating, as I mentioned. In fact, make a note about factory work syndrome here while we're at it. Pine Corona. You get it? Do you get it? What level's Faith? 87.5. 0.3. I mean, why though, Zactaf? That's my question. Why put all that time and effort and resources into something with no real benefit? They have a lot of local stuff to fix. Remember, he's trying to fix an empire that Megsk spent like a decade ruining. And they lost a lot of people and a lot of infrastructure to the attack by the Protoss, the attack by the Zerg, the attack by the Zerg, the attack by the UED, the attack by the Zerg, the attack by the Protoss, the attack by the Zerg, and the attack by the Protoss. And then, depending on how far on the timeline we are, there's also the attack by the Void stuff, whatever you want to call that. Melody is dead! Oh my god, what happened? I didn't even see. What happened? Zacteft got Melody killed. Why would you do this, Zacteft? Why do you hate Melody? Are you a Harmony person? I always knew. Should I even be here yet? I'm not even sure if I should be in this part yet. Yeah, Protag's dead. If this was FF13, we would have just lost the game. Yet another reason that game is not a game I enjoy. I was about to say sucks. But then I remembered I don't like giving an opinion on a game I haven't reviewed. I need to review FF13. Lay that sucker down. Lock it in stone and decide what it actually is. I say decide. Analyze what it actually is. Me too, Dream Whisperer. Cerulean armor appears. Ooh. Ah, FF15. I hate that game. It's basically vetoed. If you tried to add it to the list, I would just say no. I have other things to do in my life than play FF15 for a third time. I'm good. And yes, FF13 is actually on the list. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way, Chill Pangolin. I think I'm going the wrong way. City of Heroes is quite vetoed. Honestly, I'm not sure how a City of Heroes review would even go. Don't mistake me, it's certainly an MMO, but like... Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna grind for a bit, for 8 hours. Because that's what you did in older MMOs, is you'd find a hunting spot, and you'd hunt. Now there's a thought. How would I review EverQuest? Okay, so let's assume that magically you are compelling me to review EverQuest, because I don't think any amount of money could make me do that that's reasonable. Yeah, the lore wants to die block. Lufia 2R, FF13, Chrono Cross, and Xenogears. Just get all that out of the way. Just soak all that toxin in. Just, oh yeah, there we go. Just hate myself for a month. I found a wizard hat. Which... only goes on melody. Actually, so yeah, sorry. So let's assume you have magically compelled me by giving me $1 billion. Yes, that's my price for reviewing EverQuest. $1 billion. And I'm going to dedicate the next year of my life to hating myself and doing that thoroughly. Because I would do my freaking job. I have enough self-respect to actually do it properly. Oh god, just thinking about it. Just thinking about it makes me cringe. Physically cringe. Okay. Any Pokemon can be good competitively, always are. So the answer to your question by default is yes. Yes, all 38 expansions? Okay. Okay. I mean, why is active? I don't understand why they would do that, though. That just feels like landing an extremely hostile death planet, which is not friendly to you. Why would you put a voice there? The Freedom Force games. I don't even know what those are, Baronessa. Okay, so what I would do, after hating myself, obviously. Have I not? Oh, I haven't. Oh, let's do that. So first I'd come up with each... How do I phrase this? First I'd come up with each class in the game. I don't even know how many classes are in the game. Yeah, but Xeris is like way the ass over there. It's active. It's not even in the same sector. That's like... Okay, I want to go from... I don't know. Washington to California. Okay, so I'm going to take a pit stop in Baghdad. It doesn't work, right? Okay, so let's backtrack, because I don't want to go to the gear. Oh wow, enemies are respawning too. You see what I mean about the respawn? Some places they respawn, some places they don't. Well, I know where to go to that valley now, so that's good to know. I think I want to go east, though. Yep, I do. So I'd come up with each class, and I would very slowly do slow mode my way through leveling every class through the expansions, and each time I finished off a class, I would go ahead and start over and start a new class, and then keep going. God, the amount of times I'd have to start over to show off the new class. Oh yeah, no, it would be awful, Lord Harriman. It's one of the reasons I'm so hesitant about the Trails of series. That's going to be like a 4-month block. You realize that, right? Like, that's going to be a chunk, a measurable chunk of my life will be dedicated towards playing the Trails of games. It's one of the reasons I am strongly considering walking into those games, cheating my balls off right off the bat, and just not even trying to go through normally. Oh, huh. Guess it's going to be a bit of a hike to get to Zinnia's place. She sure does live out of the way. Well, Faith told me she tends to keep to herself. Wise old sorcery masters just like that, I suppose. Polychrome. Honestly, probably Cybertron's moons. As long as you get resources. That's the tricky part. I've actually only played the first Trails of the Sky game. Let me give you the advice I've given every single other person I've ever recommended the game to. Cheat! Wait. We can still kiss Melody. Hang on. But Melody cannot kiss back. Oh. 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 Allison attempts to kiss Melody. And we ended up kissing Jody instead. On the cheek, before you think any more of that. Oh, God, I don't know. Traxy, I have no idea. Necro. Ross. Easy answer, honestly. I'm not even sure there's anything else worth considering for a solo playthrough of that request. Let's just attack. Attack. Oh, what would it cost? I'd charge 500 hours for that. Putting real thought into it. How much do I charge per hour? At the moment, I charge 422 priority per hour. Which I only know because I just double-checked it pretty recently. So, Evo asked, Laura, why are you so pathetic and worthless? Well, I think the answer is because basically everyone for all of my formative years told me I was a screw-up who was a loser, who had to do exactly what I was told, or else I was not worth their time and attention. Like, I was literally just scum. Like, the kind of person who doesn't deserve to be alive, doesn't deserve a house, doesn't deserve anything, really. Like, you don't deserve food. That's the attitude I was taught as a kid. And, Let's go ahead and do a... I don't really have much to do with you. Screw it, whatever, we'll do that. And so it was that mentality, right? You have to... I was thinking about Shadow Knight, but yeah, Necro is... I'm at least familiar with it. The attitude was that you do not... There's no inherent rights, I think is the way I would phrase that. That you do not... I keep using that word deserve. You don't deserve a house. You don't... Or, excuse me. You don't deserve shelter. Let's just break that down a little bit. You don't deserve shelter. You don't deserve food. You don't deserve water. You don't deserve anything, really. Yeah, no entitlement whatsoever. You have to work for it. You have to prove that you are worth it. My own grandfather, who is quite wealthy, by the way, in the millionaire range, is someone who absolutely refused to help me when I was homeless. Because his advice to me was actually very simple. And you know what it is. Just pull yourself out of it. Just go get a job. Now, at the time, it didn't really occur to me as being unusual. I know that sounds so strange saying that now. I was in my 20s. Okay, I was like 22 at that time. No, I think I was even younger than that, actually. No, I was 20 on the dot, excuse me. I was 2 years before that. So, I was pretty young. And it never occurred to me that there's anything wrong with that attitude, because that was just how my whole life had been. Okay, now let's restore our mana. Yeah, it was normal. It was completely normal. It wasn't until much, much, much later that someone else basically pointed it out to me as unusual, and my first reaction was, I never thought of it that way before. Because I had... let's do a low kick on these. Actually, let's do a low kick on this one. There we go. Yep. No, your question was if there was anything valid or purposeful behind every quest, but I'm going to get back to that. The answer is no. The answer's complicated, which is why I'm answering this other question first. Because even to this very day, literally this day, today, if I try to think a thought like, I deserve to live, I have trouble not immediately arguing with myself. There is an immediate counter push in the back of my mind to that, automatic and reflexive. That, no, obviously I don't. I have done nothing to deserve that. I have earned nothing about that, blah, 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 you know, etc., etc. And it came into my mind recently because someone was asking me something. They were asking me, why is there a Harpy Elite in this dungeon with crabs? And that's an extremely good question. They were asking me why I tend to be so empathetic towards people. And I'd love to say it's because, oh, I've been through such horrible stuff in my life, but it's just, no, all it's bullcrap. I don't need to go through hell to be a good person. No, it's just because I care about other people. That really is it. I have empathy. That's it. That's all. And then they said, well, then why don't you think that way about yourself? And I was completely flummoxed by that question. Let's go with lightning. I didn't know how to answer that question. Let's try frost, too, over here. So I decided to challenge myself, as is my want, in order to see if I could say that. And yeah, an automatic, immediate response, like I said, was that no, I don't deserve to be alive. I don't deserve to exist. I don't deserve happiness. I don't deserve joy. I should be thankful for what I have. Things could be worse, after all. And that's the wonderful part, is it's so easy to explain it away. Things could be worse. I have been in worse points in my life. I'm actually probably at the best part of my life I've ever been at right now. In all 43 years. So it's easy to be like, well, I have no right to complain, right? I have no reason to speak negatively about my personal circumstances. I have no... I don't deserve to be upset about my living circumstances. I don't deserve to be... to have more, or to have better, or to have anything, really. I can accept what is given to me by other people's graciousness, but that's it. Now, see, here's the weird part about that. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something real, which is probably one of the most controversial opinions I have. This is not a joke. I really do feel this way. I think every single human being deserves to have a real life. All of them. Now, there's a lot of fleshing out of that sentence that needs to be done, but that's the starting point right there. Boom. First word. All people deserve life. Not survival, not existence, living. Let's attack boost for this. Let me tell you something interesting. I speak very ill of the rich often. You want to know something really, really horrible? I'll do it next round. Joe Penguin. Good idea, though. So the rich... I don't want to use the word torture, but I'm going to use that word. The rich torture their own children. They send them off to very specific, very rich schools. Those rich schools, if you've ever done your research on rich kids' schools, boarding schools, and high-end leagues and that kind of stuff, those places are awful. Those places are so terrible, and those kids deserve so much better. And it is heartbreaking to think about those innocent people who are doomed to such a thing by their terrible parents, who probably did it because their terrible parents probably did it, and so forth and so on. Let's go ahead and do a first aid. So next round I could heal everyone, and then next combat I'll switch over the gear. Oh yeah, no, you have to... This is funny. So as if it's not obvious, I mostly come from a rich family. None of that wealth ever came to my mother, of course. We were poor growing up. Her parents never gave her jack. Not a single dime. She didn't even get college. She was a pharmacist. In, I guess that would have been the 70s is when she would have gone to school for that. Somewhere around there. So, you know, that was not a super easy thing to do, and she did it based on merit and scholarship. She was not given a penny by her parents, by her millionaire parents. Let's just do a regular attack, whatever. But what I really want to do is get our MP back. So I feel like I'm drifting a little bit, but you get the point I'm trying to get across, right? We talk ill about, which I talk ill of rich people, but even rich people themselves are in many ways victims, usually of themselves or the generation right up from them. Why do you have kids? Well, that's what you're supposed to do. It's the dynasty. And do not get me started on the dynasty concept, because I could go down that rabbit hole for a while. Nope, wrong one. Nope, still wrong. Everything's wrong. Everything's wrong. I want to run Jody. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the many problems with the dynasty, with the legacy, excuse me. That is a better word for it. Concept. Wait, none of us can wear this helmet. Why not? Because it's for minors. And we're all adults! I'm going to kill you. This moment of levity brought to you by a pretty awesome game. I recommend you pick this one up if you haven't already. This has been a really good game. And there's those respawns again. Okay, so let's taunt. That is such a stupid joke. It turns around to being funny again. I agree completely. Let's try ice. And then, hello, Talmarid. I guess I don't care about what you do now, Melody, so you just do whatever. Anyways, I'm done ranting. I still struggle with the idea that I deserve to live. I know, that sounds stupid. But it is extremely easy to have the viewpoint that I am different from everyone else. And obviously, not in a good way. Does that answer the question you totally didn't ask, Evo? EverQuest? So, are there any... let's see, how did you phrase it? Let me scroll up a little bit here. Is there anything good in EverQuest? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding your question correctly. Yeah, actually, some of the world building and the greater lore of EverQuest is weirdly good. Like, it's not... When I say weirdly good, what I mean by that is it's better than it probably has any right to be. Because it's not... like the best story ever, but yeah, there's some cool stuff in it. There's some cool, interesting connected points, and a lot of that actually went directly into EverQuest 2. EverQuest 2 actually was designed... Please don't apologize, Evo. EverQuest 2 was designed to follow through on several story bits and culture bits from EverQuest 1. There's a reason there's the evil faction and the good faction at the beginning of EverQuest 2, and those are obviously like... it's a whole thing. Does she not gain... She does not. EQ wasn't necessarily a step. Other good things in EverQuest. I mean, obviously the social element is a duh. I don't know how much credit EverQuest gets for that. I know that sounds strange, but some games go out of their way to encourage those kind of things, and some don't. And I honestly don't remember how much credit EverQuest gets for the social element of EverQuest, right? Standing in town, kneeling at the market, trading with whoever, trying to grind up the jewels in order to get your crafting that one extra point you need to get the thing made with the 50% chance. I'm just gonna keep kissing Faith. Just keep kissing me, Faith. Just keep kissing me. Just keep kissing me. Oh, the kisses! Yeah, the death penalty in EverQuest is awful. But did you know you could drag someone else's corpse? So, does that count as a social element? Does that count as the game adding a social element to the game? I've actually played EverQuest twice in my life for what I would consider a decent chunk of time. The first time was obvious. It was when EverQuest was brand new. No expansions, no nothing. Just, yeah, I know, Joe Penguin. Just when everything had just gotten started. I've told this story before. My strongest memory of all of the things I did at the very, very beginning of EverQuest was after I figured out how the hell the interface worked, which, by the way, was a whole thing by itself. I managed to get out, got into a fight with a snake, and died. And then I experienced the death penalty. That sentence sounds weird, but you know what I mean. I stuck with it for a bit longer than that. But it was... oh man, it was a mess. Because, you know how FF11 starts you in town? When EverQuest launched, you didn't start in town. I don't remember where I started exactly. It was a forest. I can picture it in my head. And good luck figuring out where you are, by the way. No maps to speak of. And so there you are. You're in the forest. There's like this giant tree here. And there's like a dude in front of you. Like, hey, what's up? You know, welcome to EverQuest. Go do your thing. And I was like, oh, cool. And I just roamed around a little bit, explored. I saw like a little... I don't remember what it was. Whatever the default enemy was, which was not a snake. I was like, oh, cool. I fought a couple of those and got my ass handed to me. But I thought I had it. Wasn't sure how to heal. Spoilers, there isn't really much of a heal in EverQuest, at least on launch. Let's do that. That's when I found the snake. And the snake was like, hi, nom, 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 nom. I was playing a wizard, I'm pretty sure. It was whatever, like, the big mage class was, because back in the day, I used to default to mage classes. This is before I discovered that I'm a tank. Well, let's see what this sucker does. Righteous Blow. Just guard on literally everyone else. Let's just see what this thing does. $800 damage with no weakness, and doesn't get rid of her stars. That's interesting. The catch is, that uses up her mana pretty hard. But I think I can make that build work. Okay, so Ross said, Dear Lord, why do you hate romance in stories? Well, you see, when I was a young filly, I met this amazing woman, and she was like, hi, I'm an amazing woman with giant... anyways, and, oh my god, where's his eyes? You know, honestly, just give her some ethers. Yeah, huge tracts of land. Giant personality. Her personality was just so... Oof. Favorite FF couple. Thank you for reminding me of your question. So I think the real question is, do any Final Fantasy romance couples come close to Celeste and Locke? Oh my god, it's a mimic. Oh my god, look at it. Look at it. I actually think Cloud and Tifa is like my number 2 pick there. Favorite ghost type? Chandelure. I don't think about that one. Yeah, Tidus and Yuna are what I would call the beginnings of a good relationship. And actually, I think they could have really turned that into something cool if they'd done more with it, which I think is funny for considering how much screen time those two get, but I stand by it. I mean, that's the goal, Mr. Red. Sorry, I'm just saying that to make sure that you know that I'm not ignoring you. Delete Ovelia. That's a toxic relationship right there. Aww. Left behind a lucky coin. Hang on. And that lucky coin got me a sub from Wolverale. That's how you know it was lucky. That lucky coin is a charm. Doubles gold received from battles. Actually, no, that didn't even occur to me, Elizar. Also, you're misspelling it. It's Chandelure. Nevertheless, no. It's just a really cool ghost type. I was torn because I like a lot of ghost types. It's probably my favorite type overall. I'm sorry, Blade Duval. I like FF4, you know, a lot. You know that. But Cecil and Rosa is a nothing burger. Thank you, Wolverale, very much. Miss Magius, I wanted to like Miss Magius a lot, but I never had the copy of the game that actually had it. Because Miss Magius is one of those ones that's type-specific. And by the time I finally got one, which was really far down the line, there were other ghost types by then. Miss Magius was so cool partially because there just weren't a lot of ghost types back then. Feel like Gengar? No. Gengar is awful, garbage, terrible, no good, very bad. Anybody who likes Gengar is obviously, literally Stalin. Terraria, Skyrim, and Pokemon Violet. I do really like Frostlass. In fact, actually, forgive me, Chill Pangolin. Give me 1 second, please. Let's look up ghost types really quick. This will not take me long, because there's a lot of cool ghost types. So we've got Miss Drevis, which is obviously Miss Magius. There's Miss Magius right there. I do actually really like Cursola. That was in X and Y. Oh, no, that was Sword and Shield, excuse me. Then we have... I do like Haunter. Haunter is so much better than Gengar in every way, because, and this is important, he looks cooler. There's Chandelure, excuse me. Oh yeah, I knew there was another one I was actually forgetting. Trevenant. Trevenant might actually be my favorite over Chandelure. Trevenant is the giant ghost tree, which looks really cool. And it's a ghost grass, which is an awesome type. We've also got Mimikyu, which is the best of the Pikachu wannabes, by the way. Let's see, what else? We've got Frostlass. We just mentioned that one earlier. I do actually unironically like Aegislash, 100%. Ghost Steel, two of my favorite frickin' types. Yes, please. In fact, I believe it's the only Steel Ghost, and I am wrong. There's a new one I've never seen before. I'm guessing that's in Violet. That is also Steel Ghost. It is now my job in life to find this Pokemon and get it. Oh, that's so cute! Okay, sorry. We'll come back to that later. Where was I? Aegislash, Decidueye, which is awesome. Lunala, which is Psychic Ghost, which is also an awesome combo. And then, of course, Dragapult, which I never used a Dragapult until Sword and Shield. And Dragapult kind of was our heavy for that particular run. Like, he just carried us so hard through so many things. The only one who was a bigger heavy than him was our water type. I don't remember the name of. Oh God, what's his name? Someone know the answer, please. It's gonna drive me back bonkers. That's what I've heard, G-Juice. I'm sorry, I've got to know. This is going to drive me bonkers if I don't look it up. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. I can't think of the name of it, but it's, you know, 'cause I'm a dumbass. Oh my God, what is the name of this stupid thing? We used it in Sword and Shield. It was a big old chonker like dude. He was water-based. He was our actual heavy. Like tons of health, tons of damage, tons of defense. I swear he was water type. I'm not seeing him though. Is he pure water? Hang on, where's pure water? Nope, I don't see him here either. Oh my God, am I insane? Have I lost my mind? Have I finally lost my mind? I might have to pull out my frickin' copy. No, not Mudsdale. That was our Pokemon back in Sun and Moon. Yeah, it was the giant turtle thing. It was Sword and Shield. I'm obviously wrong, because I'm not seeing him in the list of all water Pokemon. Dreadnought, that's it. What is he? He's probably water, and I'm probably just blind. No, he is. He's water rock. There he is. Dreadnought, that is him, though. Oh, that's why I didn't see him. Sorry, Chill Pangolin. No, wait, I'm sorry. Back to the game. So, final answer for favorite ghost. Ooh, okay, so I'm torn between Chandelure, Trevenant, and Dragapult. All of those are kind of awesome for different reasons. Oh, I already went up. Yeah! See, I don't know, like, because then there's Aegislash, and then there's, they're also amazing. Wow, there's so many cool Pokemon. Oh, absolutely, Ross. I'm so looking forward to it, I might push it down the priority list when it gets funded. No, I haven't looked at any of them played fall. Not counting the starters, which I've only seen because of my niece. My eldest. Okay. Yes, push it down. I'm not sure I want to play Pokemon Violet right now. Also, I can't. I don't have my capture card. Anyways, Ceruledge? I don't remember which one that is. I'm sorry. I've got to play the game before Chill Pangolin stabs me to death. Rotom is there. Hoopa, I don't even know who Hoopa is. Who's Hoopa? Hoopa the Koopa? I don't know. I prefer Bowser, personally. Bowser's much better than Hoopa. Okay, I've got an idea. Okay, we're going to distract Chill Pangolin so I can answer your questions. Chill Pangolin, what's that over there? Okay, really quick. Let's look this up. Bulbapedia. No. Hoopa, excuse me. No! I was too slow. Oh. I don't generally like the mythics in, like, across the board, so I have no real opinion of Hoopa. I hope you're liking it, Saber for Wife. Let's see. And then I already talked about Rotom, and you wanted me to talk about Ser something. Ceruledge. There it is. Well, that's cool looking. It's Fire Ghost. And yeah, it's in Violet or Scarlet, apparently. Travident. Is spelled wrong, so I have no idea what would be my answer to that. Thank you, Chill Pangolin. Always appreciate. Ah, gotcha. Well, I suppose we'll be able to try that out, because I have Violet specifically. That's why I keep calling it Violet. Why I call the other one Shield. Yeah, Sableye! He sucks. I had the same thing with Shuckle back in the day, Lord Grandma. Okay, so this is going towards Pokemon Violet. Goodbye, Volcano. And Pikmin 1. Alright, hang on. I gotta look up what Trevenant's shiny looks like real quick. And then I'll go back to the game, I swear. Where's its shiny? Where's its shiny? Where's its shiny? Oh, there it is. That's... okay. I think I like the basic one better. I'm very hit or miss on shinies. In fact, almost all of my favorite Pokemon, I do not enjoy their shiny forms. This is supposed to be the place. Do you know anything about Zinnias, Jolty? Not much. Faith's brought up having a mentor named Zinnia a few times, but we've never met. I don't think she uses social media. Faith's a good judge character, though. Any friend of hers is a friend of mine. She's a dragon. Hello. Hi, is Zinnia home? You're speaking to her. Oh, where are my manners? You must be Faith's friends. Hold on, just a sec. Oh my god, she has giant boobs. I mean... There we go. Sorry for startling you like that. I was just stretching. I get all stiff if I don't morph back to full size every now and again. I also forgot that sometimes most folk don't run into dragons every day. Yeah, you could say that. Well, come in, come in. It's chilly out here. I'll make us some tea to warm up. Yes, she's a lesbian. I don't know who her lover is, though. trying to think of which females are unclaimed at this point. Probably shouldn't track dirt all over this handmade dragon-sized quilt. Good point. Well, this is, without a doubt, the biggest farm clock I've ever seen. Oh my god. Oh, look at the size of this pillow. It's as big as a bed. I want you to know, I'm extremely tempted to try sleeping on that thing, but I'm going to behave myself instead. Aw. We probably shouldn't go gawking at a step before. Okay, fine. We'll say hi. Hi. Oh, man. Toxic on Shuckle. Nice to meet you, Zinnia. My name's Jody. This is... Oh, there's no need for introductions. Faith told me all about you four over the years. Especially you, Jody. I hope you realize how crazy she is about you. Tea? Yeah, exactly, Lord Hermit. I know that you're here on a mission, but we don't need to rush. I don't get to meet new people often these days. So, you're Faith's mentor? That I am. I've tutored many a guardian over the years, and Faith's the latest. I don't come across bright young spellcasters like her often, though. She's really something special. Wait, we don't get a new guardian all that often. How old are you exactly? Allison, it's rude. Oh, about 1,000, give or take. Dragons live a long time. Wow, you don't look a day over 800. I like this one. You must be Allison. And they'll make you Melody. Oh, yeah, that's me. I hear you started training as a healer recently. And on a team with your girlfriend, no less. How's that going? It's going. Oh, I see. And you must be Claire. Yeah, I bet Faith told you all about me. Oh, she has. She tells me you're all passionate about your magic studies and you're always trying to challenge yourself. You remind me of someone I knew a long time ago, actually. She was a great witch herself. Anyway, we can get down to business in a moment. For now, make yourselves at home. Okay. This is a really solid collection of magic books, but I feel like I'm desensitized after seeing the library in the Guardian's Vault. Faith lets you into the vault? I'm not sure that even make it to the top 10 weirdest things that happened to us this week. Yeah. Wow. You'll have a lot of magic degrees. Are most of these honorary or something? Oh no, they're all real. That's not too hard to do when you've been alive for 1,000 years. I like to keep my magic knowledge updated, so every couple decades I'll enroll at a different magic school, see what's new in academia. Naturally, though, I'll go in disguise to get the genuine experience. I don't want any special treatment. What if you make friends with your classmates, though? Does living a double life ever get in the way? Oh, if I end up making new friends, I'll just let them know the truth after graduation. The look on their faces is always priceless when they find out I've been really been a giant dragon the whole time. I don't think you have any business being in my bedroom. Wait, this place is a bedroom? I thought you slept out by the front door. Oh, no, that's just where I go when I want to laze about in my natural form. It's the only part of the cave where a full-sized dragon will fit. Most days I stay like this, so I have a regular bedroom, too. Makes sense. You can see that room later. I still need to make some preparations. Okay. Oh, wow, one of Faith's paintings. Cool to see one of these out in the wild. Oh, that was a solstice gift. Faith thought it'd be nice to do a little exchange. In return, I made her a sweater. So that's where she got that holiday sweater from. I didn't think it was her style. Not that I think it's tacky or anything. Aw, you don't gotta sugarcoat it. Those things are supposed to be tacky. That's half the fun. Wow, sick DVD libraries in you. You a big movie buff? Oh, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I do have a nice little collection. As you can imagine, living for centuries and centuries gives you lots of time to kill. Books are great and all, but I was so excited when video became a thing. I just started grabbing all sorts of stuff so I'd have things to watch. I'm also kind of a sucker for cheesy romance, so I snatched up as many boxes of all these long sitcoms and soap operas as I could. Admittedly, streaming has made these kind of useless. No way. Nice collection's a nice collection. Agreed. This is a really... Oh, that's the same dialogue we saw earlier. Ah! Sweet record player. Wish our guild HQ was half as cool as this place. Well, you four are always welcome to visit. You might want to be careful about making offers like that to Claire. Just ask our local librarian. Ready to get down to business? Or you want to keep looking around? No, let's get dangerous. Now then, let's get down to it. Faith told me there's a situation you need help with, but she didn't give me many specifics. She just said my knowledge of ancient magic would help. Right, it's a pretty extraordinary situation. I imagine Faith doesn't need me to get involved often. Don't worry about me, though. I'm still spry, by dragon standards. I've hardly edged a day since I hit 30. Where to begin? Okay. We're here to ask if you could fight the goddess of magic. Sir, I must have misheard you. One more time. We've been challenged to a fight by the goddess of magic. You probably know her as Fortuna, but her name is really Verana. This can't be. Yeah, I know. We're sorry. It's a lot to ask of someone. No. I don't think you understand. I knew Verana. What? You sure it was her? Describe her. Okay. She had long purple hair that kind of sparkles, and... It is her! Oh, God, I wish Faith had been more specific in a letter. I guess she had no way of knowing the details, though. Oh, that's a part of my past I've tried best to bury. I just don't understand. Verena's back after all this time? How? And she's threatening Greenridge? Explain. Let me see. So she wants her magic back. Do you have any idea why she might feel this way? I do. Look, this won't be easy for me, but I got some things to explain. A little over 1,000 years ago, long before Greenridge was founded, I lived here on the Sapphire Islands. There weren't many people in here at the time, but I enjoyed the peace and quiet. I had a humble life, lived off the land. And then when out of nowhere, Verana appeared. I was very shy back then in general, but I was especially shocked by Verana. Never seen a human before, for one thing. But even though she'd never met a dragon before, she didn't look like me like I was a monster. More importantly, she could do magic. You mean you couldn't? Even as a dragon? Oh, no. Well, we dragons may be special, but we're still technically mortal. And sorcery was the art of the gods back then. I could naturally shapeshift and breathe fire like any dragon, but I couldn't cast any spells. Verana said she'd been to many worlds and seen many types of magic. She was surprised as you are that I couldn't do any. Revery's a world full of magic, she said. Every plant, every animal, everything down to the tiniest pebble. I asked her if she could teach me a spell or two. She thought it would be dangerous. She needed a place to stay, so she stayed here with me. I kept asking if she'd teach me magic. Eventually I wore her down. She realized, though, that I didn't have enough mana to cast spells, so to help me she performed a little ritual to boost my mana levels. Ha! I'm pretty sure that made me the first mortal spellcaster in the history of Reverie. That was far from the last, though. Word got out that Verena was able to teach mortals how to cast spells, and it didn't take long for people to start lining up asking for lessons. Everything felt like it moved so quickly over the next few years. Verena built a tower to call her home. We built a small school of magic to the north, started taking on students. I picked up her lessons pretty quickly, so I helped out with the teaching. Before long, a rumor started spreading. People started calling her the goddess of magic. So wait, is Verona a goddess or not? There's a reason people call her that. Whether or not she's one of the original gods of Reverie, she's as powerful as one. She's not to be taken lightly. There's something I don't understand, though. It sounds like she was getting along so well in Reverie. So what happened? Why is she looking for revenge and trying to take away her magic? Verena didn't leave by choice. There was an incident. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more, but it's a particularly painful memory for me. I've spent the better part of 1,000 years repressing. I don't know what happened to her in the centuries since then. I have no idea who this Javis character she's traveling with is. But that incident 1,000 years ago is definitely why she's so bitter about Reverie. And it's also why I can't face her. Everything that happened was all my fault. Meeting Verena was one of the best things that ever happened to me, but to her, meeting me and giving me magic only caused her pain. I could try, but I'm sure it'll only make things worse. She has every right to be mad at me after the hell she's been through. Even if that wasn't the case, Verena was... She was a dear friend of mine. I could never fight her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you came here looking for my help with this, but this is a battle I can't fight for you. I can't apologize enough for being unable to help, but... Well, Faith also told me in a letter that you four needed guidance. And I've never been one to turn down a pupil in need. I can see for myself what she meant by that. You seem lost. So I'd like to propose a little special training. It's the least I can do after you came all the way out here. Sorry, I don't know if all the training in the world can help us face for honor. I know. But whatever your roles are on the list, I don't think you're just ready yet, physically or mentally. And in times when I feel powerless, I try to focus on the things I can do instead of what I can't. What I can do is teach. I mean, sure, I guess. Not like we've got any better ideas, right? Sure, fine. I'm in, I suppose. Excellent. A little warm-up. I'm running low on the special dragon berries I used to make my dragon berry tea. You four help me gather some in the mountains while I make some preparations. Let's try to turn this visit into a productive one, in spite of everything else. I'll meet you in the backyard when you're ready to head out. That sounds like a good time to call it for the night. Tomorrow, gathering berries for an ancient dragon who might also possibly be a lesbian.